My name is Belinda Jasmine, and I live in Sand City, California.
Canceling each. You benefit from this system that automatically makes you, but it is a label that the system has given you because you are able to benefit from my oppression.
Can any non-white demographic in the U.S. be racist, or is it only whites? Okay, do you want to, or wait, I'm supposed to introduce people. I haven't learned this yet. You reach out to me from your TikToker guy, Simple Black Theory, right?
Yes.
The lead organizer, turns out she's incredibly racist.
If I'm being honest, I think all white people are inherently racist, but on that live, Z was not being racist.
Okay. I have no idea what you want to talk about, though. Somebody said you wanted to chat, and then you emailed me, and I said, let's chat. What's up?
Yeah, it was more involved with the conversation that you had with Santana or anything. I don't think the conversation is not me trying to get at you or anything. I think it'd be a good fluent conversation when we talk about the left and it comes to canceling each other and stuff like that. I feel like the conversation between you and I could actually be super influential. If that makes sense.
Okay, sure. Yeah, what do you want to talk about specifically, I guess?
So I know there was one clip that you mentioned, and the question was from 1 through 10, quantifying, let's say, Z's microaggression.
Also, let's try and do this without being microaggressive. Thank you.
Yeah, that as well, 100%. And can you also please just like
scream at the top of your lung and then
I'm sorry.
Okay. Scream.
Oh no,
I'm just
guys.
do you guys want to hear about the tour, or are we just like?
I would like for you to answer the question.
It's okay.
No, we're talking about microaggression.
It's okay.
And I believe Santana had a hard time trying to voice the idea of you can't quantify it. Where I do agree with you with the fact that maybe certain things that happen shouldn't get as much what's the word I'm looking for? Audience shouldn't get a big audience determining on the movement, like Z having her microaggression. I honestly don't think that it should have gotten so much attention than it should. But I also believe that we have to be relative to the ideas of people doing these type of things, because then it can easily happen again, and if not be worse. So I do think the understanding is, when something like this has happened, we should point it out and it being a teaching method instead of it being like, oh, a cancel thing, which I think the left has the problem. They're trying to do like a super virtue or idealistic thing of what the left should be, which is impossible. And I think that reason is because they believe that we all have the same ideas. But when you bring all leftists together, we all don't have the same ideas. And I think that's the problem. Once you realize that someone don't have the same idea, then you start to think maybe they're not as sane as me. They're not like me, so therefore they must be the enemy. And that deteriorates the left, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think I necessarily disagree. The teaching moment thing I think is important. Like if somebody says or does something dumb, there's a lot of stuff that can just be solved with literally a simple message. Like, hey, you did or said a thing, like, it kind of sucks for this reason. Like, you just like make somebody aware of that. And I feel like assuming the person is on your side, which I think most people who were involved in that were roughly on the same side politically, maybe, that should.
You had an issue with it?
You ranked the Beatles? Should we do the Abbey Road thing or not?
If you
there
want.
are
I
like
don't even know what the thing is to you.
Okay, look at how schizophrenic these notes were. This is how angry you were making me.
Are you talking about a ranking that I did, or just the Abbey Road review?
What do you mean? You ranked the songs in Abbey Road?
Never mind. You're just talking about my straight up Abbey Road review. You had an issue with it?
You ranked the Beatles?
No, stop talking.
Have you ranked the Beatles?
Listen.
What? Good evening and welcome back to the Adam Friedland Show. I'm Adam Friedland. If you've been enjoying this new season of the show so far, I'd like to remind you to consider supporting the Adam Friedland Family Foundation right here on YouTube.com. Click join right at the top of the YouTube page. You get episodes early starting this week. You'll get them 2 days early. For members, you'll get the episode on Wednesday. For the rest of the public, you get it on Friday. My guest this week is none other than YouTuber and music critic Anthony Fantano, who has amassed an audience of over 3 million people here on YouTube.com and millions more across other platforms. It would be safe to say that Fantano is perhaps the world's biggest music critic currently. He's also known as the internet's busiest music nerd, a nickname he gave himself. As the host of a talk show, I'll admit it, I have no idea what it's like to be a YouTuber. So, in an effort to relate, I started my own YouTube project. A social experiment, if you will. I present to you my personal YouTube channel, where I've been sharing some of my music. I've never admitted this publicly, but I am a practicing acoustic guitar player. After starting this channel only a week ago, I've already seen my audience balloon, over 4 subscribers worldwide. I've amassed this audience with zero promotion or media attention. I could have easily used my massive platform to promote this project, but I didn't. Because that would have been a corruption of the mission of this project, to peek inside the YouTuber's world. The feedback has been positive, with the exception of only 6 hateful comments. It was extremely hard work being a YouTuber, and it granted me a new appreciation for the work of men like Fantano, Beast, Pi. Sticking to a content production schedule like this has been frankly grueling. Refreshing my page to check for new subscribers, it affected my personal and professional relationships. I even considered turning to drugs. So before you comment on an Asmon Gold video, take a moment and think. It may look easy, but these people work extremely hard to bring you some of the best content in the world, including today's guest. Please enjoy my interview with Anthony Fantano. Our guest today has amassed over 1 billion views cross-platform. He is perhaps the biggest music critic in the world. I think that's actually, you could argue that. Everyone, please welcome Anthony Fantano. Bigger. More. More. More.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I watched your Abbey Road review last night, and it literally infuriated me into not being able to sleep for 2 hours.
Why?
We're gonna get to that later.
You just brought it up now.
It really does elicit such a.
What's wrong with my Abbey Road?
No, we're
review?
gonna get to that later.
No,
Good.
tell me.
We're gonna do a whole segment where we go through and you're gonna have to defend whatever this insanity is. Who do you think you're? I think you're a psycho. I think you're a sicko. You're going 2x on this crap.
I'm not listening to all the music that I review casually. I mean, there are a lot of records that I review and I just don't listen again. Either because I don't like it, or maybe it's like, not calling back to me in the way that some other albums are. But like those albums that do like stick with me and I am like listening to in a casual way and showing my friends and like seeing a show, like, I mean, for example, like, in my downtime last year, I was listening to Brad a lot, you know, and there's like a lot of
Brad
things- Charlie XCX.
Oh, that. Yeah.
that.
But that's kind of
well, because of how much I was listening to that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was happening in my life last year that I associate with that album.
I mean, that was the biggest album of last year.
I mean, for me, for a lot of people.
I guess does it get exhausting needing to think something about something? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because for me, I listened to it, I was like, gay guys are probably having the best time to this, but like, I don't know, it's just, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're having a great time, but it's just like,
not everything.
I don't need to have an opinion about it. You
Not
know what I
everything
mean?
is going to appeal to everyone, and I mean, as opinionated as I am about a lot of things, like.
And I'm not gay. I'm definitely.
Yeah, we know you don't like the album.
I just want to say,
like,
the apple in the town of the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard. I mean, it's an Uber and
yeah,
stuff.
not liking Brad is like probably like the straightest thing that you can do.
I don't not like it. I just didn't respond.
Well, I mean, it doesn't resonate with you.
It did. Yeah, it was just like I could tell. It's like people. There are people that are like, this is f***ing amazing,
Right.
and I feel I'm gonna live forever. And for me, it was just like, I don't know. There's one song the short one that sounds like Radiohead. I like that one.
Oh, with like the sad synths in the background.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. Yeah, no, that's a great one.
It's up. She's called Charlie IDF though, right? What are your earliest music memories? Like, how did you get into music? Where you're from Connecticut?
Yeah.
And your dad's got big muscles and stuff?
Yeah,
he's a bodybuilder?
He was a powerlifting coach.
And you're a bodybuilder as well?
I mean, I know how to lift because he taught me. Yeah.
It's a family thing.
I wouldn't
having
say
big old
I
muscles.
wouldn't say it's an institution, but like you know.
You want your body to match your dad.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No. He was in very bad shape and bad health for a long time because of how far he kind of pushed himself.
Oh, because he was lifting too many weights?
He's torn muscles, had to have surgeries, and so on and so forth.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you even want to get muscles, like fashion muscles? That's your fault. I guess he was getting other guys buff too.
Yeah, he was a coach.
It must be. Is that? Was he like a chill dad? It must be.
Oh no, absolutely.
If my
not.
dad was so buff, I wouldn't have liked it.
He was very imposing. He was very heavy on the threats.
So why'd you get muscles too? To patch things up, maybe?
No, I just like going to the gym.
What was your your musical memory?
First musical memories. That's really what you want to know?
Yeah, like why did you like music? That's why I like music.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid and my parents played me Paul Simon Graceland. I remember being a kid and listening to it. There's a nostalgic aspect to it.
I mean, I love that for you. Number one.
Well, that's a little. I don't like. I love that for you. That's what women say to their friends. When they say that like when they get a new boyfriend, he's like, for you. It's kind of also like it sounds like an old Jewish man too. For you, I like that. What do you mean? You like that for me?
I do like that for specifically
Why for me?
you.
It's a great album. What are you talking about?
I don't know if I would want that to be my first. You know, it's like, but
you
like,
infuriate me to know
honestly,
what was your first?
My parents never had that moment with me like you just described, where they sat me down. It's like, hey, this is like,
they
trying to put you
on. It
on.
was just in the car and stuff.
But no, it's like either way, in the car, whatever. You know, they were never like, you got to check this out. You know, so it's like whatever was kind of popular at the time. Like I just kind of osmosis just took in based on whether or not it just appealed to me instantly. And that was like, you know, Green Day, it was like Nirvana, it was like TLC, it was like Coolio and Biggie, and you know, just stuff that was popular at the time.
I don't know if I would want that to be my first.
I mean, I was kind of, you know, again, I agree.
I don't think if your
I
parents
agree
say
with your
to you,
sentiment.
I want you to check this out, then you're by virtue of the fact that they're your parents, you're not gonna like it.
Conversely, I had a lot of friends who were like into certain bands and certain artists, and like I would even like see, you know, them say stuff like this, like, turn that garbage off, you know? Like, while my parents, like, didn't necessarily push me in any direction, they were kind of down with whatever I felt like I was into, which I felt like kind of gave me the ability to just kind of decide on my own what was cool and what wasn't.
They let you listen to what any music.
Whether it was, like, metal or rock or rap or pop or whatever, you know, it was cool.
That's nice. Yeah. Do people's parents still do that? I feel like it's like the town from Footloose, they would do that.
There's like a lot of younger people that watch me, and sometimes like when they do kind of describe such experiences to me, that I generally get like, you know, positive stories about like, oh yeah, my dad's into all these bands that I'm into, or like, I mean, there's a generational shift now. You know, there's like kids that tell me like, yeah, my dad put me on the Sonic Youth. And it's like, what the fuck?
I couldn't name one track.
Of Sonic Youth?
Yeah, everyone says, acts like it's a...
I mean, that's fine. It's just funny because like
track.
things have shifted in such a way to where for some parents that's like oldies now. Like Sonic Youth is oldies.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Smashing Pumpkins is oldies.
That's a good band.
They're a good band.
I'll say
but they were a new band when I was young.
The one time my parents were like, I want you to check this out. My mom, and I feel so bad about it, she came into I was in high school, she was like, hey, Adam, like, she had like a CD in her head. She's like, hey, Adam, like, you like reggae, right? And I was like, yeah, I love reggae.
What information was she basing that off of?
She
that you were
knew
a big
I liked
reggae
Bob
guy.
Marley and stuff,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Okay.
It's not that crazy of a thing to know about me. So when I was in high school, the one time my parents suggested I check something out, my mom walked in my room. She said, hey, Adam, you like reggae, right? She had a CD in her head. And I was like, yeah, I like reggae. And she's like, and then she goes, well, there's a rabbi who does reggae. And I got the CD, and I was like, get the out of my room right now. I was like, that will never be cool. That is the worst idea for it. That is the you. I think I called her gay, maybe. I was like, you're gay, Mom. And then I got to school. I went to public school, and my non-Jewish friends were like, yo, there's this rabbi that does reggae.
This is the Matisyahu guy?
Yeah, it was Matisyahu.
Yeah.
It was the most shocking thing in the world.
He was like so
I shouldn't have
huge when I
spoken
was
that
in
way to my
college.
mother.
Yeah.
I can't believe I spoke to her that way.
Yeah.
She was right.
He popped off when I was in college, and a lot of people thought it was cool.
The protocols of the elders of Zion.
You know, if you throw around terminology like that, eventually you are going to get a reggae rabbi. It's going to happen. Right.
There were there are like moments you remember your whole life that like you get shook, where you're like, this has blown my mind, and this has changed my life. Like what were a couple of those moments when you were a kid?
Where like
with
a piece
bands.
of music that I heard that like changed my life.
Where you're like, this is fucking wow. Like. Wait, you should.
I think like getting into really sort of like aggressive heavy metal music when I was a teenager was probably like a moment like that. And then I think probably hearing like bands like Dead Kennedys for the first time. You know what?
Ah.
You know, like, okay, wait, hold on. You know what? You know, it was like a mind-blowing band when I was like an adolescent, like in that period that you're talking about, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, so
like that's like around when Evil Empire came out.
Yeah.
Like I was so into Bulls on Parade, crazy song.
Did your parents get divorced?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Rage Against the Machine was big for divorce. I won't do what they told you.
You know that like I did hear that like within a couple of years after that happened. So I mean, like that hit at the right time. Yeah.
It is music that is presented as like smart politics, but it's literally for babies, I think. Kind of.
I think
I won't do what.
That's just the one dumb song.
But an adult man, the guitars went to Harvard.
If you're actually a Rage fan, that's one of your least favorite songs. That's one of your least favorite songs. If you're a Rage fan.
What do you mean? It's a sick song.
If you're a casual fan,
I would listen to it before if I was about to be in an NFL football game and I want to break someone's face. I would listen to it.
That's the thing. It's like that's the context
you don't have to
in which
do
it makes
that
sense.
where you say that song is not.
I don't have to, but I did.
You, I won't do it. What is the word? What are the words?
You won't do what you tell me?
That's so sick. But that is what a baby says, like writing a song.
Well, the song is anti-cop, though.
Yeah, the parents of society. You consumed like criticism when you were a kid, or what?
No.
You read like Pitchfork, probably, right?
When I was a kid?
You didn't.
When I was a child?
You were a teenager, when you were growing up. You didn't read Pitchfork?
No.
No, this is a bullshit.
No.
You're lying.
Like
I find that very hard to believe.
I think the most
giving a numerical value to
yeah.
You happened upon that?
To say, well, listen, I'm not saying that like Pitchfork didn't influence me or that I wasn't like aware of Pitchfork when I started doing what I did. But the thing is, like, you're asking me? I'm not going to pretend to sort of like have cool tastes and cool points of being like, yeah, I was on a Pitchfork before anybody else was or whatever. It just wasn't the thing I was paying attention to when I was younger.
It made me feel old interacting with your content.
Well, again, there's like a lot of new pop that just sounds like pop from the 2000s now.
Right. It doesn't seem like anything sounds like anything new.
I mean, after I think
like, what's the Kid A of now?
What's the Kid A of now?
It's not. It's not. There is none. What's like the Stevie Wonder of now?
See, here's the thing, and I'm gonna bust your balls a little bit about this.
Why? Because I'm a boomer.
I feel like no. Like Kid A's a great record, classic record, love it.
Stop.
Okay, but the thing is like, I feel like whether or not that's a mind-blowing album to you depends on like how much electronic music you've heard before you got introduced to Kid A. Like if you were already in
I was 14 years old, and I was like, wow.
Well, you're asking me what the Kid A is of today.
And also, shut up. It's
like,
it's amazing.
It's a great album,
shut
but the
up.
thing is like,
what do you mean?
If you've heard Aphex Twin before you heard Kid A, that album's not blowing your mind the same way.
What are you? Who cares? Do you understand what art is? Art is like you.
Okay,
there are things and that you're influenced by, and then you improve upon them.
Okay.
I'm just saying, what are the new things? And
you're asking me what is an artist that kids blow their minds at because
like, is there a Stevie Wonder of now?
Other sounds and genres out there in music? I'd say it's Playboi Carti.
He's the Stevie Wonder of now?
No, he's the Kid A of now.
He's the Kid A of now.
Yeah, he's the artist that children's minds are blown by because they have an ignorance toward what came before it.
It's for smartest people on earth. It's for some of the people that understand that the president is, you can't trust it. I don't know. When you shit on something, right? Yeah. If you don't like something,
right,
the artist is obviously going to get pissed off because they like worked hard on it, and then they're like, "F this guy." But their fans, I think, also. Have you seen a rise in the people that like the artist getting pissed off at you?
Over the course of time that I've been doing what I do,
yeah.
I wouldn't say there was a rise. Like I still see, and I, really in the first few years of doing what I do full time, like, one of my earliest reviews was a review that like blew up and I just got widespread hate for it.
For what?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But
come on, dude. You just
what?
It's bad?
No, it's not bad. It's just okay.
What do you mean? Just
I think he has better albums.
It's got the Nicki verse on Monster.
Yeah, there's highlights.
It's got the best Jay-Z verse I've ever heard. Goblins, spookies.
That is not the best Jay-Z verse.
Halloween, Frankenstein. Things that go bump in the night. Monsters. It's great.
It's okay.
It's not, come on.
College Dropout's better.
You gave Yeezus a 3?
I gave it a 5.
But that was a music that, when people heard it, they were like, this is a new type of a thing.
I mean, again, that depends on what you've heard.
Kanye was copying Death Grips.
I have it on
100%. What?
I have it on good authority that a friend of mine who was connected to his team, helped burn him a bunch of CDs
Who,
of
Nick
stuff
Fuentes?
that like, no, it was the early 2010s. Though that freak was still around that time.
Nick Fuentes? Yeah, he was in kindergarten.
Yeah, probably. No, he was like, I can't remember.
Was he? He's like an old man that looks like a little kid. Gary Coleman?
No. He's younger. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about that freakazoid.
So, can you stop
I know a friend of mine who had knowledge that like a bunch of sort of like prevailing industrial hip hop artists,
so they're copying Trent Reznor,
including Death Grips, like they had their music burned on a CD. He was exposed to it. But the thing is, like, I think
getting influenced by other artists.
But with that being said, I think Travis Scott had more of an impact on the sound of that record than Death Grips did.
So what?
I'm not saying that is a bad thing. You're talking.
That's just what art is.
You posited a few minutes ago that there was absolutely no Death Grips influence.
You're saying he's biting, right?
I think it's not that interesting if you've heard other stuff. Is what I'm saying.
Ugh, you're such a dickhead, dude.
I mean, that's kind of my job.
It's so brave, though. I really like, because it is infuriating, right? When I love, I like music a lot, right?
Sure.
And if you disagree with me, it does upset me. Mm-hmm. And I do think you're doing some sort of thing for attention, to girls or something.
To girl, if
Yeah,
it's for
girls are like,
girls,
oh my
it's
God,
not.
he doesn't like Yeezus.
If it's for girls, it's
he's
not working.
crazy. He's different. You're doing it. No.
My audience
well,
has like
what
almost.
upsets me is this.
My audience is like 80% men.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky. 80%. I think us too. It's a terrible feeling, isn't it?
I'm neutral on it.
You're neutral on it? No, it doesn't feel good.
No, I'm neutral on it.
No, you want
it has its
you want a
upsides and
50-50.
Why?
You don't want to just like what? Like male online internet population? It's not a,
I mean, I feel like it
not
has
the
its
nicest-
upsides if maybe if they're watching me, they're not watching Andrew Tate.
What you think that that's a thing?
Sure.
Maybe they like music and like the coolest guy of all time.
Now, Andrew Tate hates music.
He does like music?
He hates music.
He's got so.
Well,
See,
the thing
that's what he's
is,
doing.
well, the thing is, like people of that mindset hate art generally.
Okay, so you have a community, right? You have,
Sure,
you have
to an extent.
millions of people that are part of your community.
I wouldn't call it a community.
Well, no, you're constantly interacting with them. You say you're
Yeah, but
asking
that
them
doesn't
questions.
make it a community.
You're asking them questions. You say, "What's the best album of the 2000s?"
Like
and,
across
and then
like
someone says Kid A, and you go,
across
you
several
could say
million
that, but
people.
You'd be wrong.
Across several million people,
It's in
there's little
Rainbow.
cohesion.
When I watched that one, you said, yeah, you could say that, but you'd be wrong. In Rainbows is better. But like, but does it matter?
In Rainbows is better than Kid A, yeah.
But does it matter?
No, none of it matters, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to put out my opinion.
But what is the, like, I guess what's the cultural merit of assigning a new, is it you, like, who, like, what does it matter, like, who cares?
I guess if you want me to explain the context that all of that is coming
It's great
out of.
content.
Yeah, sure.
It's really engaging, and I wanted to keep clicking and keep saying
Getting angry.
alone. But like, why can't you just be like they're really good?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why can't I just say they're all great?
But why does Kid A have to be worse than OK? Well, that's a really good one.
Well, okay,
those
here's the
three
thing.
are really good.
If you're actually going to be critical, like
No.
for a living, you have to sort of like break some eggs.
But don't you think that it's kind of like I don't know. It doesn't.
See, here's the thing. It's like you're asking sort of like what is the merit?
Is
and what
it
is the point?
criticism,
You're-
or is it- or is
you're-
it-
You're asking what is the merit and what is the point of what I'm doing? Wouldn't there be even
What's
less?
what's the project? What's
Wouldn't
the
there
objective?
be? Wouldn't there be even less of a point to a critic that just says everything is good?
No, not everything's good, but like.
Well, yeah, not everything is good. So the thing is, if you just said everything was good all the time, why would anybody watch?
No, I'm saying that if two albums are both really good, it doesn't matter if and also, does it matter if OK Computer is? They're all really good albums. It's a really good band.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get enough of
Like
this crap.
to say that like I enjoy In Rainbows more than Amnesiac isn't to say that I don't enjoy Amnesiac or that it isn't a good album.
Right.
I'm just stating a preference.
No, but but it is for your community. They want to see what Melon's gonna say about this crap.
Sure.
It's a game, kind of more.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I mean, it's supposed to be fun,
It's fun.
on some level. Yeah.
It's not fun for me.
Because the thing is, like, with a band like Radiohead
Yeah.
that has as versatile discography as they do, and even Kanye, like, to make such a list, everybody's going to have a wildly different opinion. I mean,
No, I think
they have so many.
there's a right answer. Figure that
well,
out.
what's the right answer?
It's whatever. I mean, what's the right answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing I think.
What is the thing that you think?
Hey guys, today we're talking about Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. And starting now, Blue Chew is offering a combo so strong it'll knock your socks off. It'll knock your neighbor's socks off. You'll have to move towns, multiple towns over, because of the amount of noise you'll be making. Blue Chew Max, it has arrived. It combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis in one. And that combo acts fast. Guys, be ready when she needs it. Get your first month of Blue Chew free. Great sex is just a few clicks away. Sign up at bluechew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers. No awkward trips to the doctor. No awkward trips to the pharmacy. You get it sent direct to your house in discreet packaging. No one is the wiser. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door by you. They're made by union men in American factories. What's the best part? It's all done online. It means no visits to doctors. I said that part already. Guys, more horsepower, enough said. You use BlueChew.com. Here's a real comment someone left about Blue Chew. I can cut diamonds with my tip, dude. It's a real comment. It was said by me. I was the one who left that on their website. We could all relate to wanting to feel a little bit more confident, especially in the bedroom, and Blue Chew can help. So here's the deal, guys. You make your life easier and harder by discovering your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month free at Blue Chew when you use our promo code TAFS, and you just pay the $5 shipping. That's promo code TAFS. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast, guys. You just pay shipping. Try it out for a month. Enjoy. Blue Chew. Back to the show. Should we do the Abbey Road thing or not?
If you
there
want.
are
I don't even know what the thing is to you.
I went just okay. Look at how schizophrenic these notes were. This is how angry you were making me.
Okay.
There's like different pieces of paper. There's no logical flow. Okay. Should I actually?
You're talking. Oh wait, you're just talking about my classic Abbey Road review, just a standalone review of the album.
Yeah,
Are you talking about a ranking that I did, or just the Abbey Road review? What do you mean? You ranked the songs in Abbey Road? Never mind. You're just talking about my straight up Abbey Road review. You had an issue with it?
You ranked the Beatles?
No, stop talking.
Have you ranked the Beatles?
Listen.
What? I listened to you talk
Beatles,
about Abbey Road,
just
right?
the review.
Which is
Okay.
You got the. It's so.
But it's like
It's so brave. I mean, it's crazy. You're a sick man.
Listen.
Say what like.
For context, for everybody who's watching this,
sick thing.
For everybody who's watching this who is sane, I did a classic Abbey Road
people
review.
Are loco, right?
Classic Abbey Road review that is very positive and very glowing, because I do think it is my favorite Beatles album. So I'm perplexed.
Yeah, but you just don't have
as to what you hate about it. What do you hate about me loving that album?
Because
the way you're talking,
album,
you're making it sound like I shit on the record and talk like it was the worst thing ever.
You didn't shit on it, but the way you talked about it really
how did I talk
off.
about it that you got pissed off about?
You said that the Golden Slumbers medley was art pop.
Yeah, that's like that's a very
no, that's not a thing. Do you understand that this is where
it's a very well-established opinion?
No,
that,
you're like I'm the Love Shack, baby. It's not art pop. It didn't exist. Nothing exists. They made.
That's not art pop.
They made
B-52s are not
music.
art pop. That's a new wave.
Oh my God! Oh, you put on a fucking big suit. What?
Now I understand why you're pissed.
It's in terms of a term. It's like it's offensive to my ear.
Why?
Because
art pop is a thing.
It's a contemporary term. It's like saying
well, wait. It's
like the Golden Slumbers medley was Twitter. It's an inappropriate like phrasing for it. Because the thing is like that it's the
record,
Rosetta Stone, right?
For the time period, that record was progressive and artsy by pop standards. I mean, it's sort of like
it's not art pop though.
Why?
Because that's like some lesbian in the 1990s in college.
I understand.
It's just it's offensive to the Beatles.
I understand the era of music that term is usually attached to, because obviously it's sort of like snowballed into something bigger that was like a larger musical movement.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a band and we're talking about
the
artists.
Golden Slumbers
we're
medley
talking
was
about
swing
artists
revival. Yeah.
who were ahead of the curve.
It was cloud rap. Yeah.
We're talking about artists who were ahead of the curve and like.
It wasn't ahead of the curve. It was they invented pop music.
They did not invent pop music.
Yes, they did.
No, they did not.
Do you play guitar?
The Beatles did not invent pop music.
Do you play guitar?
Pop music precedes the Beatles.
I know that. Yeah. But do you understand? Like, everything comes there. It's the source.
A lot of things do, which is why and other
the Beatles
people,
obviously came from other places, right?
Sure, and there's a lot of people who rightly acknowledge the fact that, like, I Want You, She's So Heavy, the last passages of it, that's like one of the first metal riffs, if not the first metal riff.
Yeah. So sick.
But the thing is, like,
how do they know it didn't exist?
You could call that like metal in a sense, while also acknowledging that like metal as we know it came later.
What do you mean?
That's not to say that riff. That's not to say the Beatles are a metal band because they did that riff.
It was grating on my ear to say the Golden Slumbers, which is probably the best song. It's probably the best moment in music to me.
But you're just mad that I use the term art pop?
Because it's like offensive. Because it's the most important thing. And I just okay. Let's go back through my look at this. This is like a manifesto.
Earlier, you accused me of being grading on purpose. I think
at minute 11. At minute 11, you're reviewing "Oh Darling," right?
Okay.
Which is
oh darling.
The emotion, the fucking like how fucking pissed he's singing at the end, how much pain he's in.
Okay.
Right.
He's in love on that song.
You said that you wish that Paul could sing more regular.
Yeah.
Like, what gives you the right? Come on, just don't say. But what gives you the confidence to say that? I'm
because I look at Paul McCartney.
Why would you say that?
And I don't see when you tell me. I mean, I get that
you
he
think
can do
that doesn't sound sick?
It's like John Fogerty singing about being from down by the bayou. He's not.
Okay, have you heard the Bee Gees song Massachusetts? They've never been to Massachusetts. They didn't know what Massachusetts was.
They didn't know what it was?
It sounded good there.
Oh, okay.
And it does sound good there. So what do you mean that when you told me, do you understand that they consumed American rock and roll?
No, I get that.
And they lived in a place, no one even knew what Liverpool was, right? Until they came here. And then they gave it back to us. And as a cultural exchange, it's incredible. It's like, you can't possibly say, I wish Paul would sing more regular here.
Yeah. And he has the capacity to. We've heard Hey Jude.
What? You want it to sound, just don't say that.
He's just singing straighter on that song.
Pete, cut that for him. It's just, you wanted it to sound more like Hey Jude?
I didn't want it to sound, I just wanted him to sing a bit straighter on that one.
Let it be the Beatles. It's just, it's there, it's been there already. You don't have to say, it's, why? Like, what's the point of it? It stresses me out. I'm stressed again just thinking about it. I am. And I know, like, listen, if you're talking about that album, a kid sees it, and that's great, right? But like, you're so brave and crazy, and you're sick in the head for even saying, I wish Paul would do a little bit more of a regular voice in this moment.
I think we should be allowed to be critical of everything. Like
the greatest songwriter of all time.
Paul McCartney, the greatest songwriter of all time.
Yes.
Point blank. Period.
Bob Dylan.
No competition.
Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney. Yeah. In my opinion.
I mean, like,
you're wrong.
There's probably
okay. Maxwell Silverhammer, you said that it was like disturbing.
Yeah, but that's what's funny about it.
But you understand that the words they're just saying any word.
No, that's not true.
Did you see?
The Beatles do have songs where they consciously did say just any words, and on purpose, just because there were people who were reading too much into their music. So
how are you disturbed by it? It's a baby song. We all know it.
What are you talking about?
You said that this qualified. That it qualifies. Everyone thinks that John is the weird artist, and Paul is the normal one. But he writes this most disturbing song.
Yeah, But that's what's fun. You're confused.
First of all, John was the emotional.
I'm citing this as like this is a positive, interesting characteristic of the record.
I'm exhausted right now. I've been up all night. Okay. When he says, "And I will sing you a lullaby," right? And then the next word is what?
The big golden slumber crescendo.
Okay. You take issue with the fact that it wasn't a lullaby that comes next.
No, I didn't. I took issue with it not. No, I didn't.
You said that a lullaby should come next.
No, I did not.
You're driving me
now
nuts.
You're just making stuff up. I did not say that.
Check it. Can someone check it?
I did not say.
I swear to God.
I did not say I'm mad.
That's what I punched.
I
didn't say you were mad. You're like, you would be expecting a lullaby.
I did not say that. I did not say
I think you did
that
say
I was upset or that there was anything bad about not a lullaby following that part. I know for a fact, I put out a lot of content and I can't remember every second of it, but I guarantee I did not say that there was an issue with not a lullaby following that.
I'm pretty sure a lullaby would come next.
Listen, what you're going to have to do is...
I think I'm right,
What you're going to have to do is splice in the clip of me saying,
I don't want to...
Hey, you know what really would have been good here? A lullaby.
With Golden Slumbers, we get this very big dramatic showing of strings and horns and pianos for a lullaby that is described in the lyrics but never really quite happens. I mean, it is gorgeous and it is powerful, but I would be pretty angry if Paul McCartney went through all of this trouble to set up a lullaby only for him to kind of lead into, "Boy, you're gonna carry that weight."
No, what it is that just music means so much to people, and that's why they respond.
So much that you make up stuff to be mad about.
Hey guys, it's Adam again. I want to talk to you about Lucy. Lucy is 100% pure nicotine, and it's always tobacco-free. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. So set yourself up right with a subscription. You have Lucy delivered straight to your door. Listen, a lot of these ads are for people that are lazy. You don't have to go to the store. What's my favorite flavor? I like the coffee. I like to have a coffee with my coffee when I wake up, and I use the strongest strength that they have, which is 1,000 milligrams. They're in testing phase on that one, but because I work with Lucy, I get that. I throw it in first thing in the morning. I get sharp for my day here at Taft's. I get ready for my interviews. I have them in all the time, guys. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Guys, go to lucy.co/TAFS and use your promo code TAFS to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code TAFS to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Guys, go Lucy. It'll change your life. You'll get sharp. You'll get focused. Let's get back to the show. If you look at your channel, the top, I'd say probably 20 or 30 videos on the Needle Drop are all hip hop.
A lot of them.
Yeah. You're probably the biggest hip hop critic nowadays.
Like by virtue of just kind of reviewing.
Numbers wise, yeah. Does it feel weird sometimes as a white guy to be talking about a black, like something that's predominantly black?
Sure.
How do you like manage that in terms of your reviews?
I mean, I feel like one of the ways I try to manage it, which I think is like kind of a best practice for me, is like you want to sort of like pay attention, very careful attention, and sort of like take care to sort of make note of and as most importantly take seriously like the substance of the subject matter, you know, and especially like, you know, consider that like people are describing experiences that I don't personally have a super, you know, intimate familiarity with. But, you know, simultaneously, you don't want to treat rap music like it's a special case, because I feel like that's kind of patronizing.
You're a music critic, right?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you know, by that same token, while I say that, I also don't have intimate personal experience of what it is to be a woman.
I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to get at. In the NBA, right, punditry has, in the last 10 years, kind of become a lot about advanced statistics and metrics. And I think maybe perhaps is a result of a predominantly white pundit class talking about something that's predominantly black. But
sports is a bit more of a concrete subject matter than whether or not a song is good.
But the question is that, like, I don't know, I really saw a lot of your tweets during this Drake and Kendrick thing last year.
Sure.
And your analysis did tend to be like, you know, in the third round, they switched up the flow 3 times. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, you were giving kind of more of the stats.
A little bit, yeah.
Did you find it entertaining?
Yeah.
It just, what is they, in your opinion? I mean, as a person that's commented on this.
Yeah. You want me to start answering now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, we'll cut that down.
No, it's fine. I think from my personal outsider perspective, having, you know, listened to and reviewed a great deal of Kendrick's music and looking at that song, like, I feel like there is sort of a weakness there, or a bit of confusion there when you're talking about the song that you're observing, when you're kind of like looking at it outside of the greater context of like the beef between him and Drake.
Which was,
the thing is, if you look at specifically in that vacuum, I feel like the they is super clear in terms of like, in terms of it literally like him and his entourage, and
him and his friends are like,
and not only people who sort of engage in the sort of behavior that Kendrick paints him as, you know, engaging in on the song. But also, in his own way, Kendrick is trying to paint Drake in a way as, and again, this is not like me saying whether or not this is true. This is me saying like, this is what Kendrick, I'm saying this is what Kendrick is insinuating in the song. He's trying to paint Drake as culturally being outside of the black experience in a way.
Kamala Harris was told that she's not black, and there was an outrage.
Sure.
I'm just, it's confusing to me why there wasn't a similar response by, I mean, people like yourself, or like, why what happened with Drake was treated differently?
Like whether or not I was outraged that that was the case?
It's kind of messed up, right?
Well, I mean, I think those were happening in 2 far different contexts.
Well, I mean, like, Drake's like black, right?
I mean, yeah, I can't deny that.
So, I mean, okay.
Look, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's not faulty messaging. Like, you know, objectively speaking, like, Drake's dad is black. Drake is black, you know? I think, and again, I'm just insinuating here based on what I hear on the song. I feel like for Kendrick, what he was trying to get across on the track, because when you literally talk about sort of like who he collabs with and where he goes to sort of like make these kind of cultural connections and sort of like align himself with certain segments of hip hop music. I think he's sort of displaying that as more of a cultural blackness.
I think it's a lot of guys our age that are white guys that were like really getting into it, and it felt a little weird. I think we just had a nice time when Drake was here. We've had a lot of nice times while Drake was playing.
I think
now we have to know what a tariff is and stuff because Drake went away. Please, wherever you are, Australia, where is he now?
I think he's in America again.
Listen,
in Canada.
I guess I just miss him.
Oh,
you know,
he's still around.
No, everyone's laughing at him for being a nonce.
Well, so you can't be into Drake because other people aren't.
How do you deal with people being mad at you? I'm doing it right now to you, and you're a good guy. You're a sicko, but you're a good guy. No, I mean, like, I just disagree with what you're saying, but I have to imagine. I mean, people have sued you.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, hats off. Like, the most famous male pop star of the last 15 years DM'd you and said that he thinks you're a 0 or like a light 1. I mean, it's crazy. Drake is the most famous male pop star, and you got rent free in there, and you're a guy from Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm still rent free in there.
Wait, that upset you? Your response there that's a genuine response.
No, I'm saying I still think it's likely that he thinks about me.
You think he's thinking about you still?
I know he's thinking about me.
What? Why is that?
I've seen evidence that he still thinks about me.
What? What does that mean?
So what is your question?
I'm asking you, like, how do you deal with people getting pissed at you?
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, I feel like it's just been happening. So I guess here's the thing: like, it's been happening so consistently for so long, and most of the criticisms are like, I feel like I've just been reading the same 3 to 5 hate comments like over and over and over for the past 12 years. You know, so it's like after a while, I just become.
What do they get mad about?
Just the same. You already know. You know, just
like
oh, you reviewed
I'm
that
not doing
album.
Hate comments. I'm just mad at you for.
No, I mean it's the comments you've already seen.
You could tell Paul McCartney what he could do 80 years ago.
Yeah.
But what do they say? That you're.
Oh, you shouldn't have rated this, that, or it's like you don't know shit about music,
not a hate comment.
No, it is.
Why? Because they disagree with your opinion on a song?
No, like you're a fucking idiot. You rated this wrong. Well, what is hate?
I don't know. I've got people tell me.
Or people claiming like you didn't even listen to the album, or you don't know shit about music. You're a fucking fat ass melon head white loser.
That's fine. It's the internet.
Slur this, slur that, something else, something else.
What slur is there for you?
Like
what slur?
Everybody also sort of like on Twitter now.
Italian slurs?
Not even that. Like
what slurs
like homophobic slurs. So people on Twitter are sort of like everybody's using retard now. Everybody's just like saying
it's the internet. It's hell on earth.
No, it is hell on earth, but it's getting worse.
Yeah, I know. Elon did free speech, and it's too scary. I think we found that out. It's Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's not even free speech. They just wanted to be free to talk like 4th graders on the internet. That's all it is. It's not about a free expression of ideas.
I think you're right.
It's about a freedom to be a 4th grader on the internet.
Yeah, I think you are right. Like in 4th grade, a lot of people were like that the Holocaust never happened. Yeah. No, but I'm saying you're on 4chan. Don't act like the internet's you've seen crazy stuff.
By the time that I was on 4chan, I had already read Howard Zinn, Noam Chomsky, and been introduced.
Can we cut that for him?
Been introduced to.
You can't say that you read the people. You can't say that you had read Noam
People's
Chomsky
history
before you joined 4chan.
I did.
But you don't. Come on, bro.
So the thing is, like, by the time I came across a lot of the ideological stuff that was on there, I was already like, oh, this is psychotic, you know?
Because you read the people's history of. No, come on.
Yeah.
Because you read 2 things.
Well, no, it wasn't just 2 things. But I'm saying, like,
you've seen wackadoo stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
you've been exposed to that.
Okay, well,
before.
first off, let's not disregard Howard Zinn's People's History as like not the essential tome on imperialism that it is.
I know, I've read it.
And once you understand that, I feel, and once you understand that and have read it, there's like a lot of, I think, fear-based white identity politics that you're kind of like automatically inoculated against because you actually see like.
Oh, you're talking about
presence.
Holocaust denial. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about Holocaust denial and also imperialism. And I feel like there's a lot of that you understand is bullshit when you're confronted with it when you sort of understand the broader history of imperialism across the world. Yeah,
but I've never actually been on 4chan much, but is scary stuff like that?
I would say it's probably I think because it's been like sold off and a lot of like the worst places where you kind of get a hold of those ideologies, it's kind of been pulled out of Pandora's box, and you can kind of see that stuff on Twitter now. I feel like you don't need to go to 4chan anymore to see that.
Well, shit. That's the point I was making. Is like
we're talking about numerous eras here. The time period in which I was there, there was more of a variety of different people of ideologies because there weren't a whole lot of places to talk about a lot of the stuff that people were talking about on 4chan.
It was a board. It was
many different boards. But the thing is, like for example, on the music board, because I was mostly on the music board. Whenever somebody would be coming, whenever somebody Radiohead, whenever somebody would come in and say something ridiculous or racist or sort of like offensive, people would just be like, "Go back to the politics board."
Racist one.
To the politics board.
Oh.
Like mostly the politics board was kind of just like relegated to the psychos. But then once there became more variety of places to discuss music, anime, so on and so forth, be it on Reddit or wherever, it became less essential to go talk about it there.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the psychopaths just started like running the asylum. Yeah. And also it got sold off and so on and so forth. And
who bought it?
I forget.
Even more racist guy?
I think maybe a less racist guy. I can't remember.
Oh, there was a documentary about it where it's like a little guy in a bed. Did you guys see that? The 4chan documentary? What was that little guy in the bed all about? Right? You saw that, no? I forgot. Sick, dude. Have you listened to his stuff?
Can't say I have.
Have you made music?
Sure.
And you've been in bands?
Yeah.
You're a bassist, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any like songs that I can listen to?
No.
Come on, dude.
No.
Why don't you get a little taste of your own medicine? Let me just let me. I'm not gonna be mean about it.
Okay.
Well, I thought you were about to give me $1 million.
No. Sorry.
Chapstick. Yeah. No. It dries out your lips more.
No, it doesn't.
No, you gotta use Aquaphor.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to the CVS after this. Okay. All right. No, I want to hear. I'll give you a song of mine. We'll both put on headphones.
Okay.
And then honest reviews.
Okay.
Are you down?
Yeah.
For real though?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. This is exclusive for me?
Sure.
Are your friends and family have heard this?
A couple people, like friends that I've sent it to on my phone.
But the closest friends?
Yeah. Who the fuck is... Jesus Christ.
So, you're a music critic?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a serious question, though?
Yeah.
Have you ever farted into Shazam and discovered your new favorite U2 song?
No, I have not.
You should. That's how I discovered that song. Was 1, 2, 3, 14. Yeah, okay. Disgusting. What do you think is better, rock or rap? Just answer it, dude. Let's settle the goat. It's because you would stop laughing because you have the same birthday. It's disgusting.
All right, you're gonna hate this, and I think this is like really shitty.
So. Why?
Yeah,
no,
you're not gonna like it.
No, you know what you're doing. You're saying something because it's really scary to put yourself out there like that.
Just put on the headphones.
And then think about.
No, I got it. Are you ready?
Yeah. These are your headphones?
Yeah.
You should have better headphones.
I mean, I know they're cheap. Okay, are you ready?
You're probably.
Are you ready?
You have $10 million.
Yeah, about.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You make mad money probably. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Whistle. Trump.
Yeah.
Trump, yeah.
It's a little political thing. Yeah.
He's done after this.
I'm done after this.
This is diss track. Diss track.
If you want to read it that way.
It's a diss track on Trump. Your diss track.
This is like a short thing.
It's not short. That seemed like it took forever.
It's less than 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. You really did that. You really did that for yourself.
By myself, yeah.
But if you want to take down Trump, you got to release this crap.
I don't want to release it. It's crap.
He's been accused 10 times. What? It's the style. Okay, here I'll give you my honest reaction. Making that for yourself is that's a very interesting thing to think about.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Do you feel like you're getting your rocks off a little bit? Or you, like
it's
you
not
turn off
so much
TV?
about like.
Yeah.
I guess I just want to see if I could do it.
If you could do a diss track on Trump?
Well, just record a song.
Oh, is that your only song you've ever done?
No.
Oh, so why did you say you wanted to see if you could record a song?
Oh, I haven't recorded a song that sounded quite like that.
Oh, yeah, it sounds a lot like it's like yeah, like 90s
bit of a post-punky
talk,
thing. Talk rock
talking,
kind of thing.
Yeah. Like when they college radio.
Yeah.
My United States of whatever kind of thing. You
that's a banger.
Yeah, yeah.
Syphil and
It's kind of that. But I'm just thinking like you were like, you know, it's really just it's a song about Donald Trump for yourself.
I mean, it's about like
it's
weird.
a fascinating
it's about, like,
thing to think about.
Weird right wingers that I see on the internet.
I think it was pretty much about Donald. Yeah, but
there's like a reference there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting thing.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna drop it, right?
I don't think so.
Are you gonna keep practicing trying new diss tracks on Trump until you're ready?
No, I'm probably just going to keep practicing, just writing and recording different.
I think you're a good guy. I think kids find out a lot about a lot of cool stuff because of you.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. Bye. What happens if you're born? You would suck a dick for $1 million?
No, I did not say that at all.
It's just one suck dick.
I can't do that. Would you do it?
Yeah, it's for $1 million.
You do it for $1 million. That's your price.
Would you suck a penis for $2 million? No. What about 100?
Dude, I can't.
100 million.
Okay, now you're speaking a little bit closer. But you said you do it for $1 million. I want to make that very clear. You said
what
you do it for $1 million.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I don't even want to. Can we move on from that question?
Hello and welcome to the Adam Friedland Show. My name is Adam Friedland. Folks, I want to start off by thanking everyone who signed up for the Friedland Family Foundation here on YouTube, our premium subscription service. Simply click join at the top of this page. In order to support the show, you'll get early access to all of our episodes days before everyone else. And you could even sign up at a higher tier to get your name in the credits. A lot of people have also requested that we set up a Patreon because they prefer to support the show through Patreon. So we have a Patreon page set up. Click the link in our description if you prefer to support the show through Patreon. My guest this week is none other than Aaron Steiny Steinberg, a prominent content creator, entrepreneur, and member of the Nelk Boys, a ragtag collective of like-minded partiers best known for hosting the Full Send podcast. Now, if you're not familiar with Full Send, it's been known to host some of the most influential people in the world. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, even Jelly Roll, making Steiny, by proxy, one of the most important men in America today. In addition to Full Send, Steiny is also a prolific guest on other programs. In my research, I've watched practically every interview that Steiny's ever done. Most of them were engaging and humorous, save for one conversation that left me shaken to my core. So without further ado, this.
Tap out. I'm done. You got to tap out. I'm done. Tap out.
At first, Nelk's content was an enigma to me. Partying, drugs, casual sex.
Hold on.
How did this ragtag group of pranksters get access to some of the world's most powerful people?
What do you take away from Kamala having a beer with Stephen Colbert? Seems like that'd be the...
Well, you know, a lot of people thought it was terrible. A lot of people said she shouldn't be drinking at all. She shouldn't be drinking. She got some other problems.
I needed to investigate further. But the more I watched, the more I started to feel like I knew these young men. I started rooting for them. Before long, I was piecing together the puzzle that is the Nelk Boys. I found myself obsessed with the small details of their relationships. Were Steve and Steiny fighting?
Bro, it's not about money. It's that you left me for this bigger...
Was Jesse still on good terms with Kyle? I kept digging.
Just you using me, bro.
Want to talk about how you got your start, bitch? Why don't you tell the internet right now? Go ahead, tell them.
Dude.
Go ahead, tell them.
Dude, okay.
I don't like when they come at you.
But as they say, some stones are better left unturned.
Adderall, which they refer to as
Here Steiny is a Denver Broncos ball boy.
What's up? You gotta see this.
So I'm I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Grandma, we say in like Yiddish, it's Bubby and Zadie. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Yeah, like she was in the camp. She was in the gas chamber.
How'd she get out?
They didn't. I can't remember, and I wish I did. I gotta ask my mom or dad, but something happened where the chamber didn't work that day that she was in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Changes everything.
I don't speak about this very often publicly, but while I'm a human being first, I also happen to be Jewish. I grew up hearing horror stories about the Nazi Holocaust, which affected members of my family directly. Something about Steiny's anecdote on the Bradley Martin Raw Talk podcast stuck with me, and it threw my research into chaos. Before I knew it, I was in dark corners of the internet. It turns out that there are a lot of people on the internet that claim that everything I thought I knew about the Holocaust is a lie. But what if they're right? Did it even happen? How could we even be sure that there was a World War II? And most importantly, what is the link between lifestyle and prank content creators, the Nelk Boys, and the most vile mass killing in human history? So I decided to call an expert.
Hello?
Norman?
Hi.
Hi, it's Adam Friedland. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there.
I just wanted, we have a guest this week. Are you familiar with Steiny or do you know Steiny?
Can you spell that name?
S-T-E-I-N-Y. Aaron Steinberg?
No, I don't know him.
He's a member of a political collective, the Nelk Boys. Are you familiar with them at all?
No.
They were at the...
No, I'm not really in the culture loop.
But he mentioned that his grandmother was in Auschwitz, and that she was in the gas chamber, but it didn't work. Is the current understanding of the Nazi Holocaust, did it happen? The people were.
To my knowledge, there's no dispute. There's no dispute on that. So I don't think there's much point in engaging that question. Okay, I wish you the best, Mr. Friedland.
Likewise, sir. Thank you. Bye. All right.
Hello?
Hello. Are you wearing a wire?
No wire.
All right, you got my messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just. Was there like a day where it didn't in Auschwitz it was like broken or something, the gas chamber?
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the historical record that sometimes the gas chambers and stuff like didn't work or broke down, but they blew all that up, so we can't really know for sure. We just have the records of some people. But yeah, it could have happened. I mean, it's supposed to have happened.
Okay.
But Adam.
Yeah?
You're like interviewing the Nelk boys, like Steiny from the Nelk boys, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you're asking me about the Holocaust.
Well, it's for
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just following a lead.
Yeah, but are you okay?
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping much.
It's the Nelk boys. What do they have to do with the Holocaust?
It was time to take a long, hard look in the mirror and admit to myself that my hard work had turned into obsession. I became so obsessed with Aaron Steinberg and the Nelk Boys content that I found myself questioning the historical validity of the worst mass killing in modern history. I think it was Nobel laureate and Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel who once said, "To forget the dead would be akin to killing them a second time." And I think we could all take a lesson from that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to welcome from the Nelk Boys, Steiny.
What up?
My brother.
It's good, bro. How are you?
My brother. Welcome to New York, dude.
Dude, thank you. Good?
That was a great moment right here. We got one moment. How are you?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
You're at the UFC this weekend?
Straight from Montreal, yeah.
Ringside.
Ringside.
Dana White.
Dana White.
That's your life.
It's my life.
Dude,
it's one of my fathers, bro. It's like
What's
a second
that?
dad to me.
How are you going to disrespect your father like that?
That's no disrespect to him.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. He's huge in my life.
He's a mentor.
So. Yeah,
Have you
mentor.
had mentors along the way? Like people that have like dropped knowledge on you? Like you've met a lot of powerful individuals over the
Yeah, no, not really like mentors.
You never had Trumps like tell you like,
dude, no.
He never imparted any wisdom on.
He liked me.
He liked you.
He did look at me and said, "I like this guy."
You never said like, if you had one piece of advice for me, Steiny from the Nelk Boys, what would it? No.
No, that's not how you treat Trump.
What? Really?
You'd kiss his ass if you wanted to like you, bro.
Of course, I would kiss his ass.
Yeah.
I would tell him you look phenomenal.
Yeah, that's all I did was compliment him.
The tariffs, they're amazing tariffs.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a tariff is.
No, I don't either. Dude, you're a smart guy. You definitely know what a tariff is and all this shit.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like I don't want to know too much these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone just talk about politics these days.
I don't like it anymore.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I know, but you've had like big political guests on the show though. People that have talked Trump.
Trump 3 times.
Do you get nervous?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yes.
How big is he?
Like size?
Yeah, size-wise.
He's big.
He a big boy?
He's a big boy.
Have you met Barron before?
No, he didn't come. No,
he's like 7'2" or something.
Yeah, he's huge.
We gotta league him.
Yeah, he walks around New York, doesn't he?
I don't know.
He goes to NYU.
We gotta get him in the gym.
Why?
He's a giant, that boy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the biggest boys I've ever seen.
Dude. You know
Oh yeah, shout out to the brand Happy Dad.
Yeah, you really got them all out here.
On DoorDash, I spent around $250.
Dude, we appreciate that.
It's going straight to you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How many points do you have on Happy Dad?
I have 1%.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna sell to? Saudi.
I don't know. I feel like an Anheuser-Busch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend.
You want to have one with me or no?
Yeah, I'll have one right now. I mean, it's the kind of this is.
You got 2 open right behind you, bro.
No, they're not open. Okay, this is kind of a lifelong dream right now. I feel like having a. We got you a gift also, because I saw an Aiden Ross. he gave Trump like a Tesla.
Dude,
So I was
you
like,
got me a
I
car?
wanted to get you something nice. Where is it? Oh. Oh, okay. Here, kid, catch. Open that up.
Can I tear it up?
Oh,
You
you
really
open-
crossed out everything, bro.
Well, no, that's the branding. You didn't have to tear that actually, but
Dude,
I know.
I've never actually seen one of these.
Yeah, I know. Dude, $400,000.
Richard Millie, or what is this?
Yeah, it is. It's a Richard Millie.
Dude, you're the man. Appreciate that.
Seriously.
No one's ever gifted me anything like this.
Really?
Nah. Steve gave me a Richard Millie last week.
Really?
Swear to God.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, it's not that good.
No, this is really, it's a thought that counts, but I really appreciate
That
this.
copy seat.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Whatever, dude.
Thank you.
What's it like to be friends with such buff guys?
Dude, it's fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause they're all so strong, the guys that you're around constantly.
Yeah, but then you can talk shit to anybody and you're not gonna worry about it.
Really?
Yeah.
You do it for protection?
I mean, no one's gonna fuck with you if you're with people like that.
Really? But
Yeah.
how do you stand out in that crowd? That guy Bradley?
You stay in the back.
Dude, can I be just a moment of just reality? I've watched so much Nelk. Caleb and I in the studio have watched so much Nelk for the last 2 weeks. It's like, like when there's an FBI agent, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I saw your board in the back. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You saw it?
It looks like you're trying to solve a crime. There's a board in the back with yarn and shit.
Oh.
I saw that. I don't know if I was supposed to.
I got to the bottom of it.
But
And
you
Netanyahu,
I saw my
you're
dad's
on
photo on
notice.
there.
You what?
My dad's photo's on there.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you went really deep.
I got your brother, your twin bro.
Oh, you got my bro on there too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn.
I just want to get Cindy with you guys.
Dude, I don't know if you'd be a good fit.
Why not, dude?
I don't know. You just don't give me the vibe.
You think that they think I'm pussy?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
I really think they think you're
Yeah,
pussy,
but what
bro.
if you said I'm cool? You don't
That,
think
my word of me saying that you're cool might not be enough, bro.
You don't think Steve would like me?
I don't know you well enough yet.
I feel like Steve will do it as kind of the Hassan Mycareer of the right.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It just makes sense in my mind.
But what similarities do him and Hassan have?
I don't know. They're both strong. And
Yeah, that's they do both have that.
all right, let's get into you.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think that obviously your life has changed a lot, dramatically, and pretty quickly probably.
Yeah.
Right?
In like what regard?
I mean, you've met the president 3 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I just want to hear you say that. Yeah.
You've had the richest man in the world on your podcast. You're ringside at the UFC this weekend with Dana White, right?
Sounds like a dream, dude.
I mean, your life has definitely changed dramatically, right?
Yes.
Your father was an attorney also, and he had a lot of athlete clients. From what I
he still
understand.
is.
He still is.
Yeah.
And so, were you around a lot of professional athletes growing up?
Yeah.
Who,
No troll.
Broncos?
Yeah.
I saw you were a ball boy for the Broncos.
Jesus, bro. What the fuck? How the fuck? Where did you see that?
During the Jay Cutler years, I saw that you were a ball
bro,
boy.
what the fuck? You really do research like that?
Yeah, I've been studying everything about you for about 2.5 weeks now.
God damn.
You saw the
Wait, do you
pin
watch
board.
football?
Dude, I know everything.
Okay,
about
where did Jay
sports.
Cutler go to college?
Vanderbilt.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
Wow. Good. I'm impressed.
You ever meet TD?
Who?
Terrell Davis, the best running back
Yeah,
ever
of
for the
course.
Broncos. Dude?
Yeah, obviously.
You ever met
30.
You ever meet Eric Cartman?
No. I would love to though. If I
Yeah,
could meet
yeah.
anyone, that's what I want to meet.
I wish South Park was
But
real.
South Park was probably 20 minutes from me.
Your grandparents, though, they were in the show, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were immigrants, and your dad kind of made it as a first generation Jewish boy.
They came to America speaking no English, and then moved to Colorado, and then my dad went to CU, and then went to law school.
Boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild 420 over there.
I went there too.
Yeah, so did your brother.
And guess who else did?
Who?
My sister.
Oh, your sister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He DM'd my sister.
No, she asked me.
DM'd my sister.
She followed me, and I wanted a little info.
No, I don't even care.
Of course, you were at Pi Kappa Phi.
Fuck.
And
bro,
you had the
what
nickname
fuck?
Xanax.
Wait, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the Wizards chest, though.
What
was yo-yoing class like at the Wizards chest?
Dude, there was a yo-yoing phase. I feel like when I was in like 6th grade, and there was this place called the Wizard's Chest where you would go for like
for school.
But it was like a wizard school.
Did they take you out of real school to go to wizard school?
This is like grad school.
And you could walk the dog? You could...
I was nice, and obviously I had a nice yo-yo set because I was fortunate.
Of course, you went to snowboarding camp at Windell Snowboarding, and they made you chug a bunch of milk.
Dude.
Fine, what? Just chill, bro.
These are like things that I've forgotten about in my life.
Yeah.
I did do that, yeah.
I talked to Livy List, and she told me about hiding in the garage. Do you have any info, like apparently, like, you never admitted it to your family.
That was like really personal.
If I said the name Tommy Smith, what would that mean to you?
Holy fuck. Tommy Smith was an alias I had when I was with a girl and I didn't want her to know my identity.
In high school?
Yeah.
You would say Tommy Smith, and then you would say, of course, that you were
Another school, and then I was like, oh,
the quarterback of your team.
Cornerback.
Cornerback. Tell me the story about your principal trying to run you over with a car.
Okay, so we moved when I was in middle school.
Okay.
And I got I did not go to a private school, but I went to a private school for 6 months.
Yeah.
Before. So I'd never gone to a private school. I went to a private school for 6 months. And we fucked around. You know what I mean, in school.
Yeah, I know.
We caused issues. That was not smooth the way you opened that at all. But
I think it was.
What do you think of the taste?
Tastes the wild cherry. It tastes incredible.
Yeah.
What was it like having a successful dad, though?
Just tough.
Was he a hard ass?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he want for you?
Huh?
What did he want for you? Like,
he didn't care about me. It was all about him. But I was paying rent growing up.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Come on, that's not.
It was a huge house. I had to pay rent, dude. I had to work. That was what I was taught. Tough love. Came home one time with a 3.8 GPA, and it wasn't.
I have to make a phone call right now. I'm sorry. It's like a little.
This is crazy, bro.
I'm sorry, dude.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna make a phone call too.
Don't worry about it, dude.
No, I'm making a phone call myself.
No.
Hey, Adam, what up?
Harvey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Adam?
I'm here with your son, Aaron.
Dad, you're a fucking loser.
Let's get down to it. What do you make of his association with people that are kind of ushering in this era of fascism currently in this country?
I'm not convinced that they're ushering fascism in. I think that Aaron has a good head on his shoulders, and I think that he's trying to do what's right for the country, and he feels
this is
that.
a classic
And I think that his heart is in the right place.
You're unreal.
He has access to somebody who's a decision maker, and if you have that access and you want to try to do the right thing in your mind and have influence upon that decision maker, what better person would you want than Aaron?
It's true. Yeah. I just have one last thing to share with you.
Yeah.
He referred to Mr. Dana White as his real dad.
Well, for all I know, that may be true.
Sir, you're an officer of the court. He impeached your good name in public, and after everything you've done for him.
I think maybe he impeached his mother's good name, not mine.
Why is that?
Think it through. Well, if Dana White's his father, that would implicate his mother, wouldn't it? As opposed to me.
You're tearing this family apart.
No, he's too smart, bro. Fuck. I would have never thought about that part.
Do you have to have a discussion with your wife, though?
Dad, why are you talking to Adam?
Okay, sir, thank you so much. This has been a prank this entire time.
I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for everything you've done for Aaron, despite the fact that...
Not being loved as a kid, yeah.
Apparently you're much more appreciative than he appears to be.
Well, I've grown quite close with my father, and...
Well, good.
You know, we didn't always see eye to eye.
I felt like...
We didn't always see eye to eye.
This is my father you're talking to. Dad.
Well, I was in the middle of a story.
Yes, sir. I will tell you, Adam, for what it's
we had an operating theory.
Yo, don't cut him off. This is my dad speaking.
You cut me off while I was telling that story about how my mom died. Okay, continue.
So what I was going to say, Adam, just for the record.
All right, hurry up.
100. Give me my 30 seconds of fame, please. He has a good heart, and he actually, let me correct you, he is a good man.
He's a man you should be proud of.
I am, very much so.
So what's up with you?
Let me correct. Just for the record.
All right, hurry up.
100. Give me my 30 seconds of fame, please. He has a good heart, and he actually, let me correct you, he is a good man.
He's a man you should be proud of.
I am, very much so.
So what's up with you?
All right, dude.
All right,
we're good.
Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Harvey. I'll call you after. Okay, bye. Anyway, let's get back to the interview. Men, if you start noticing your hair thinning when you look in the mirror, you're not alone. I mean, it's not happening to me, but it happens to a lot of other guys, and it must be hell. You know, we're not nice enough to those people. I mean, it's terrible. I've been on the record before. I would rather lose my penis than my hair. Just imagine me without this. Look at that. Can you imagine? I have a massive mole on the top of my head. Do you know that? No. It's disgusting. It's like literally, I've had it my whole life. If I lost my hair, it's just, what would I have to do? Start doing steroids? I'm not going to look like Jason Statham. There are solutions, and Hims has the solutions. They provide you with a convenient access to a range of hair loss treatments that work. They make treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You can choose personalized chewable oral spray, a serum treatment, and you find what works best for you. The process is simple. It's 100% online, so there's no uncomfortable doctor visits. I wouldn't want to get laughed at by some doctor with hair, you know? So you just answer a few questions to their licensed medical provider. They determine what the treatment is for you, and if you're prescribed, it's sent directly to your house for free. No insurance, one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, and they can help you get your confidence back with visibly thicker and fuller hair. Okay, so here's where we come in, guys. Start your free online visit with hims.com/TAFS. That's HIMS.com/TAFS for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/TAFS. Results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. I'm getting better at reading. How would you describe what Nelk is for people that aren't familiar? How would you describe your whole...
It originated as a prank channel.
Yeah.
Turned into a lifestyle brand. So you started off with the pranks, Kyle and Jesse.
Okay.
They brought on Steve. Then it turned into more of a party, lifestyle, travel, girls, frat, boy type shit.
Was there a moment where you felt like your life had changed?
Yeah.
What was that? Can you think of one singular moment?
100%, yeah. I flew to Abu Dhabi with Dana to go to UFC during COVID, and we were the only guests allowed at the fight.
Fight Island.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was Khabib's last fight, if you remember. Are you actually a UFC fan?
The Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a UFC fan?
I love all sports.
I would love to take you to a fight, dude.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah. I have an extra seat to the Knicks game after this if you want to come.
Really?
Yeah. I bought 4.
What?
I bought 4 seats.
How good seats?
Dude, they are the best you can get.
Really?
They're not on the floor, but they're close to the floor. I'll tell you that.
Close to the floor?
Well, yeah, it's fucking expensive out
Celebrity
here, bro.
row?
Yeah.
How much money do you have?
Huh? Do I have? How much do I spend on the tickets, or how much money do I have?
In general. Net worth. Let's go band
I'll
for
let you
band.
guess. I'll go band for band with you, yeah.
I don't know, maybe $250,000?
Okay.
What's so funny about that?
No, that's amazing, dude. I'm super happy for you. That's a lot of money to have, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not trolling you. That's amazing.
It's like what a lawyer makes in his first year.
Yeah.
So you're at a lawyer's level.
In his 10 years, probably.
Really?
That's how we stand on.
Wait, let's talk about. So you went to Abu Dhabi with Dana White.
My life changed that trip.
Yeah.
Because Bob had anxiety and left. Because he thought we were going to be fucking with our hands behind our back, tied up in the desert, about to get our heads cut off. Because he didn't know what the Middle East was like. And I was like, dude, we're going with Dana. We had police escorts everywhere. Like, it was fucking awesome. So Bob flew all the way there, quarantined for 2 days, bro.
Really?
And said, hey, bro, he faked that his dad, this is fucked up. He faked that his dad had an injury. And he had a very common, like, surgery.
As an excuse to the Taliban, he told them that? Well,
as an excuse to them and as an excuse to Dana.
Person? What?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, bro, we
Dubai.
fucking own this place. We're with fucking Dana.
Does Jesse is the other guy from the Nelk Boys?
Yeah.
And he kind of left.
Yeah.
Did it was a matter of like he couldn't cope with kind of the
that was before my
celebrity,
time, but he went no, but he went sober.
He went sober.
So he's maybe 4 or 5 years sober now.
Really?
So it's really hard to be around this group if you're going to be sober.
Drinking is a big component of
drinking is big
of the scene. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there days where you just don't want to send it?
Yeah, dude.
Really? And what do you do? Like, if you have to make content and drink, but you don't want to send it, like, you have to do it?
I fucking fight it, bro.
You fight.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Not to, or you fight like.
I fight the urge not to when I fucking drink.
Not to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like for your job. It's like a little kind of stressful, maybe. No?
Yeah, it is.
Are the fans annoying? Like,
when no, not at all. What do you mean?
When you're in public, do you interface with fans? Do people approach you a lot?
Yeah.
How big would you say the audience of Nelk is, or Full Send?
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people ever come up to you like at a coffee shop and they're like, "Yo, what's up, Adam?"
I mean, most people are nice, but some people are like pretty annoying.
Like annoying, like in what way?
I would say like probably less than 5% of the time. But they're trying to do like a bit, because like what it is, and it's the same with you guys. I would imagine it's like you guys are a group of friends, right?
Yeah.
Is it you guys are an actual group of friends, or you guys work for the same business?
I'd say it's a mix of both.
We
all live our private lives.
Yeah.
But like when we come together, it's like honestly, it's kind of like a family. Like even this weekend, like everyone knows each other very well. We all love each other. So.
But your relationship with these guys is like you're performing it for like an audience, right? So it's like it's parasocial, right? So like people feel like when they hear a podcast or something that they're chilling with their boys, right?
Yeah.
But they're a stranger, right? So like when they approach you, they feel like they're your boy, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, bro, you're a stranger.
I mean, dude, someone fucking pulled up to my sister's place yesterday.
Like
saying like, yo.
To your sister?
Is saying, yo.
She's a cum girl.
Okay, let's be careful with that terminology.
That's the name
like,
of the
I'm
fans
honestly,
of Cum Town Podcast. It's a very
I get
famous
that,
podcast.
but I don't know why she's affiliated with anything with what you just said.
It's her choice. It's a free country.
She has no interest in anything what you said, and she's not doing any of that. She's a woman of God, and she fucking does not go anywhere.
She's a woman of God?
Yeah.
What of Judaism?
Yes, Hashem.
Hashem, dude.
Yeah. Why do you think? You see, I brought him. Where's he at?
Who's
Yossi,
that?
where are you at? Yossi. He's not saying anything.
Yossi? Is it Yossi or Josie?
It's Yossi.
I got headphones in.
Oh.
You're on the headphones.
Oh my
right
God!
now?
You gotta.
There's a guy
I'm
here on headphones.
shouting you out. Are you fucking serious?
You brought some guy on headphones to this?
How dare you, bro?
This is an honor and a privilege to be here.
Okay, whoa! Don't come up here now.
No,
you don't
Yossi,
get that.
come on,
yeah.
we're making a show right now.
Yeah.
What's up? What were you listening to?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking
you
about.
brought a rabbi here.
Yeah. Well, I bring. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you planned a counter prank.
No, I did not. What I do is
This
This is my balance of life.
Are you Jewish? Me?
Yeah. Oh my God. No, yeah. Just hide it. No, you want to hide it when he comes around. I promise you. Nah, Christian.
Your mom Jewish?
He's Christian.
No, don't ask about my mom.
Yeah.
Okay,
You sure
Are you Jewish? I can't see you. Yeah, I can't
I'm Jewish
see you.
on the weekends, but sometimes middle of the week.
Like at the club, you're Jewish?
You already know.
Really?
Are you Jewish?
No.
You want to see a Jewish prayer?
No.
No one wants to see that right now. I'm gonna be honest. No one.
You brought someone to do fill in with us right now?
Oh,
Why did you bring one of these? This is your prank?
No, this
it's
is
actually
not
a really good prank.
This actually no.
This is actually a great prank.
Do you want to do it?
No.
Sure.
No, not right now. I'm doing a show. This is my business.
Yeah, that's actually the best thing of all time.
Oh my God, you brought him here? How do you know this guy?
I wish I was creative.
This is your
enough.
handler?
I met him on Melrose in LA. He fucking said, "We got a Raptors phone right now."
The Mossad.
They don't give up.
Yeah.
They don't give up.
The
bro.
Mossad, they're pulling the strings.
I was in the White House last week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the White House, sir?
Same thing I want to do with you.
To fill in?
Yeah.
With who? Stephen Miller?
A few people there.
He already. Do you know what you tell them? You already rapped today.
I tell when they
I already did
when
it.
They say, "Are you Jewish?" on the street. I say, I tell them that I'm on mushrooms.
That doesn't like stop us.
Yeah, that's not gonna stop this kid. Are you fucking kidding me?
You guys, nothing stops you.
Nah, you need a better response than that.
The fact that nothing stops me.
Oh my
God. All right,
Yossi, why'd you do
Yossi,
this?
chill. I'm not even kidding. Sit down. I'm taking him to the next game, so it's us actually.
We have to go with him? I thought we were going with just.
I'll sit between you two. You don't
I
even
thought we
gotta
were
talk
going with freaking, like Tila Tequila or kind of, I don't know.
Is she still around?
I'm trying to think of hot girls. That's
Tila
what came out of my
Tequila, bro. I haven't heard that name in 10 years.
I thought we were going with girls, dude.
We are. And you sit with him.
Guys, I'm back talking to you guys about Lucy, which is 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco free. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra flavor. Surprise. So basically they have these little beads in them and you bite down. It's like a Camel Crush if it were like for upper deckies. Each pouch holds a capsule. You can break into it, you get extra flavor, and guys, it's incredible. And hydration too. It gets wet. So set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. What's my favorite Lucy flavor? I like the minty one. I put them in right before I do a little smooch, okay? And what strength do I use? I use the baby strength because I'm a weak man, and I throw it in from the moment I wake up in the morning, and I have one in until the moment that I fall asleep at night. And oftentimes, I wake up with one. I sleep with a tin of, not a tin. I sleep with one of these on the pillow next to me. And for all my guests, when they stay at my house, it's like I put a tin of Lucy on the pillow, like they're at a hotel, for nicotine. So here's where we come in, folks. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. You go to lucy.co/TAFS and use our promo code TAFS to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code TAFS to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. All right, let's talk about you have a newfound fame, right? Obviously, you were like you were a college student, and then you were like gambling online. And then you met this guy in LA, and then he got scared of Muslim people or something, and then you like.
I didn't say that. You said that.
You met Steve Will Do It. You met Steve Will Do It. We got scared of the Middle East, and then you met Steve Will Do It. I mean, this is a crazy series of events, right?
Yeah.
This is like a ton of these things have to happen, like in a perfect timing for you to like find yourself meeting President Donald Trump 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so
Man,
like.
Trump Force 1, 2, so probably 4, but yeah.
Sorry.
Trump Force 1, no one really goes on there.
What's that?
Trump Force 1.
Well, he got a new one from.
Well, he also has Air Force 1, now he is 2.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not. Okay, anyway, you met the president 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay? But like, there has to be some sort of like, kind of like emotional. You're chugging dads, dude.
Dude, I need one more, bro.
You love it.
You just hand me one more, no?
Okay, yeah, here.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, there has to be like a
Trump, yeah.
Like there's a moment from you can where you feel like. Have you had a moment where you feel like you've dispensed with your own privacy, and then you had to establish like a sense of privacy again, like.
Like you mean?
Well, like no one's ever used to like a lot of people knowing who they are, right? And then it happens, and then you have to like figure out how to like navigate life.
Yeah, no, I learned that.
Yeah.
So now I just have my sister, who you've spoken to.
No.
No one has any boundaries anymore. I learned.
Your sister.
No one has any boundaries, by the way. I shouldn't have told you she was a fan, but Now I live at a home in LA, and I just put like two of my best friends in there.
Yeah, he's in the Marines.
Bro. You're fucking crazy, dude.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a former Marine.
Is there like a moment where it felt like it got too hot, right?
Yeah, in Brickell, in Miami.
In Miami.
When we were hanging out like 6'9".
Oh,
me and Steve.
You've like interacted with like,
a
lot of.
I was 6'9", dude.
Well, I'm not a big fan of jazz.
Got it.
Yeah.
Me neither.
You've interacted with like a lot of musicians as well.
Yeah.
Like rappers and
a lot.
Yeah. And what was? I mean, did it ever
you
get?
don't seem like a guy. Have you been to the studio before?
For
Like a
rap?
studio session? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with who?
I was there when what's his name? When they made
Okay, so you haven't been, but you would feel like I think you'd be really out of place if you went, but you should go. You should just go and just see the vibe.
Wait, you're acting like you're different than me.
I don't think we're.
No, you're
we're
coming here,
we're
you're
similar but
coming here
different.
acting like you're different.
I am not acting.
Why?
that way.
Because I'm wearing a fabulous suit right now.
No,
that I debuted for you. That I want to look gorgeous for you.
You look good. I'm just saying it's like, it's a different vibe over there. Like you got.
No, I'm saying us as guys.
Yeah.
You're the Adam of Full Send Podcast.
Meaning I'm you of the Full Send Podcast?
Yeah, you're the bug.
I don't know about that.
All right.
I'm gonna take that as disrespect.
No, it's not disrespect. We all play a role, and they're all very important. And apparently,
you do a great job. I'm just saying. If I walked into a studio session and I saw you there, I'd be like, "You're the engineer."
What would you do?
Or like you're doing the beats. Like you're not there hanging out.
You'd be.
Or you're like a fan. Like I wouldn't assume you were like with the guys.
So you walk into the studio session, they're like, "He's here to rap."
No, they're like, "Dude, this guy's in the squad. I'm there to fucking."
They think of you as an entourage?
Yes, I'm an entourage member. But
well, you're a turtle, obviously.
Yeah.
I would be a Vince.
No, I don't think so.
I think I would be Vince if we were a squad and we're in the hills. Have people offered you drugs?
Like today?
No, I mean since you've become famous.
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Surprised no one in your crew did, but yeah, a lot of people have.
Here?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna get what from?
There's a lot of
from
people
the
back
Yossi?
No, Yossi's not got nothing. Trust me.
I know.
Yeah, he has.
I know. He
yeah.
has to fill in.
Yeah.
How do you conceive of what your platform is, right? Like, because at this point you have a massive reach. Like you have a tremendous amount of powerful people that you're interacting with.
Mm-hmm.
And how does one prepare? Like when you have Trump coming on the show or Elon Musk, how did you prepare for that type of opportunity?
For Elon, I probably took 30 milligrams of Adderall.
Really?
And then just watched 4 or 5 different podcasts he'd done.
You watched 4 podcasts?
I don't know, a lot of shit that he's done on YouTube for 4 or 5 hours. And then in my head, I was like, all right, I'm
ready?
Good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then for Trump, I just was like, fuck it, I'm going in there and whatever.
Do you look at your outfit in the mirror before you go to meet Donald Trump?
Nah. He made a comment about that.
About your fit?
Mine and Kyle's when we went on Trump Force.
What do you say? You look like.
Thanks for dressing up for the occasion.
Oh, he sunned your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. You thought that was a compliment?
No, I thought it was
disrespect. You took that as a compliment.
I took it as disrespect.
Nice, dude. Happy dad fit, happy dad hat, happy dad hoodie.
I told him you wear the same thing every day, bro. I'm switching it up.
You disrespected our president?
That was respect.
The sitting
with
president
respect.
of the United States?
I said respectfully, sir.
Yossi keeps going in and out right now.
He's got to rap somebody in the hallway, bro.
Why did you bring this Amish to my
Dude,
talk show?
I actually regret it. I'm sorry.
What about your platform is attracting some of the most powerful people in the world? When you look at it, you're like, why does Trump, why does J.D. Vance, Elon, probably, I don't know,
yeah,
little Uzi Vert probably. He came on?
No, he hasn't come on, but
yeah. Someone like that,
dude, I think it's just the views and the content that we put out. The views are good, and so they see value in them collabing with us, and the content's funny, so they like it.
Yeah. Would you have someone on the show who ideologically you felt opposed to?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But so you had Candace Owens on the show, for instance, right?
Now I probably wouldn't. That collab I did with her and Lily Phillips was probably 8 months ago.
Wait, you did it with the lady that had sex with all those people?
And her at the same time.
What is the world?
That's fucking good content, Adam. That's what that is.
And Candace Owens went on that too?
Yeah, it was me, her, and Candace.
How did that come about?
I've been talking to Lily. Nothing to do with anything sexual.
Okay.
Just like very professional.
Not a running
But she
train.
did come to my house and I didn't do it.
She came to your house?
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Okay, but yeah, but,
Okay,
but
sorry,
like,
sorry,
how are you, Candace Owens, and Lily Phillips collabo?
Because I just was talking to Lily and I was like, who could I put with her that would make this the craziest collab of all time? And then I just thought of Candace Owens.
And Candace was like, I'm down?
Yeah, 1 day's notice. She was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
On one day, she hopped on a plane for that?
No, it was a Zoom call.
Because
Lily lives in, I think, the UK.
Oh, yeah. She has a British accent. Yeah.
You're familiar with her shit.
I don't watch pornography.
That's a lie.
I think it's too contrived.
Oh, really? You don't watch it all?
No, I just like love, like making love and stuff.
Me too. I love that, but you don't ever go on or check anything out?
No, I'm 38 at this point.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It felt like lying to myself when I was watching it all the time.
Yeah.
How much porn do you consume on a regular basis?
Probably like a video or two a week.
1 or 2 a week?
Yeah.
That's a mature amount, actually.
That's mature.
That's
right?
like you're in your 30s?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like you're growing up.
5 years ago it was probably like 4 or 5 weeks, so I've really cut
4 or
that
5
down.
a week? At
Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Oh, you were more than that?
I mean, we were having relationships with these people. Like,
No, I was like, yeah, I'm being honest, 4 or 5 a week.
Actually, to be honest with you, yeah, like I live with.
What are you trying to be
I
like?
live with my fiance, so I'm like, in a practical sense, I can't just like watch.
Sure.
It'd be like, what? Am I gonna go jerk off in the other room?
And you're not sneaking out and watching the hub at all?
For porn?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's still that exciting for you, 5 years in?
I think having sex with a woman is disgusting at this point.
Yeah, I love that. Let's go.
You know, you're like waiting for your penis to fill up with blood and get hard, and then you're waiting for her vagina to get goopy and wet, and then you like have intercourse with her, and then you're like, what's her last name? Like,
right.
I don't know this person. It's so intimate.
Right.
It's so biological.
Yes.
Have you ever felt that way?
No.
You never have post-nut clarity?
No, I do have that.
So what do
That's
you think?
common.
You're like, where's my car? What
Where's
am I?
your Uber at? Or, yo, I gotta do this meeting. Like, yeah, I have that. Fake phone call.
Have you ever put a girl in an Uber pool after sex?
No. That's disrespect.
That's disrespect. If you have a political guest, do you feel like a need to like deeply understand politics before you have them on, or do you just like yeah? No, it's just a sincere question.
I'll tell you what. No.
Really?
Yeah. Because if they want to see that shit, they can go watch Fox News or CNN.
Fuck News?
Fox News or CNN, sorry.
They can go watch Fuck News?
No, Fox News or CNN. But I think that if they come on and like the podcast and you get to actually see them as a person,
yeah,
it's different.
So
I don't want to sit there with Elon or Trump or whoever and talk all politics the entire time because that's already out there. But if you get to see him as like a person,
you're seeing a different
vibe.
side of someone that's like famous for something else.
That's why I think like Trump won the election because you got to see who he was as a person.
Yeah.
People started to like change.
He seemed more authentic to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
That's why
true.
he won, bro.
It's definitely true that him doing Nelk was more useful than Kamala having like Oprah or Beyonce on stage, probably at this point.
Yeah. Well, he also did Joe Rogan.
What? I'm saying Rogan and Theo and like all the all these places. Like, it's kind of the media has changed, and you've kind of been part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been cracking dads the whole time.
Yes, sir.
You're basically
Are you sure? I had a few before the interview with him.
You only drink dads.
No.
No.
No, I drink tequila too.
I don't know, like if someone is like a powerful person, like Zuckerberg's going on Rogan and stuff, right? And like Zuckerberg, everyone was like, this guy's a bitch, he's a weirdo, right? Like, boo. And then he puts on a chain and he gets muscles, and now he's like, everyone's like, actually he's fire, right?
It's crazy, but that'll do, right?
But do you think that like he's clearly doing it, for a share price? He's not like doing it because now he likes muscles. No.
No.
Now he has muscles and chains. Like
Right.
he's doing it because like it's a branding opportunity.
100%.
And do you like, if someone's like trying to use your platform in that way, like, do you ever have a thought? You're like, yeah, this guy's just trying to like, some guest is like a weird freak and they're trying to use us to seem normal.
I mean, if it's Zuckerberg.
I'm not saying if it's Zuckerberg. I'm saying like, you know,
Wait,
I'm not. This is a hypothetical. Like, I'm not saying it's
But wait,
right or wrong.
let me just respond. If he has a chain in muscles, does that change who he is, or does it just change his
Yeah,
look?
he gets on Rogan now.
He would have done. I mean, yeah, he wants to go on Rogan with a different look, but it's not going to change his like who he is. Has anybody ever offered you like one of those guys to come on your show and they'll pay you?
Yeah, a lot of Bezos, Zuckerberg.
No, not
yeah.
like that, but just like a random guy or anything like that.
To pay me to do this show?
Yeah.
Most certainly not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had, I don't know, you. Who else have we had? Scumbag Vinny. Who else have you? Have people offered like a?
Yeah.
Do
Like
people offer like a big bag to like do full send podcast?
Yeah.
And you've accepted?
No.
No.
And to just do like a reel with me and shit like that. And I've said no.
You don't do that? SpawnCon?
No.
What's your number though?
A lot.
Like
honestly, I don't even think I would do it.
For what?
I don't think I would do it at all.
What about million?
Yeah, done.
So you would
For $1 million, fuck yeah.
You would suck a dick for $1 million?
No, I did not say that
It's
at all.
just one sucked dick.
No.
It's $1 million.
I can't do that. Would you do it?
Yeah, it's for $1 million.
You do it for $1 million. That's your price.
What?
We could
People
actually
people
probably
call me
find someone
gay
out there that
anyway.
would do that.
No one's gonna give you $1 million that suck their penis.
I think someone would pay me that if they could film it. Then I
How
think
does it
somebody would.
change your life if you suck one penis for $1 million?
Well, is it filmed or not filmed?
I don't know. I don't think
Because
so.
if it's filmed and they can take that out there, then
For porn?
yeah, then they could probably
I
make
don't
it
know
back.
if I would do porn in general, but
No,
like,
I wouldn't. I've already thought about it.
yeah, but like, if it's just one penis suck, I don't know. I don't think it changes anything other than the fact that I have $1 million. Would you suck a penis for $2 million?
No.
What about $5 million? $5 million is so much money.
I can't do it for that.
What about 100?
Dude, I can't. do it.
100 million.
Okay, now you're speaking a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah. But you said you do it for $1 million. I want to make that very clear. You said you do it for $1 million.
That's
I'm at
so much money.
I'm at the 100 million. I'd rather.
I
want to
send my kids to college one day. Well, you know, I'm getting engaged and stuff. I don't take life serious.
You're
more
still gonna
seriously.
fucking probably be in debt with just that.
Does that mean that that's?
How many kids do you want to have?
What does it
College
change?
is expensive.
What does it actually change if you?
That you have to live with the fact if you're a straight man that you still went and did that for money.
Yeah, but who cares? It's $1 million.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not. If I had it, I wouldn't take you to the next game. If
So
I knew
you would
sold
feel
your
like,
soul for that.
You would feel like in pain the rest of your life?
Yeah, bro.
Why? Because you for $1 million you sucked one penis?
Unless I was blacked out, then like maybe I'd think about it. If I was really hammered.
So if you were date, you would.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I don't
Simon?
even want to. Can we move on from that
Simon.
question?
Do you believe in like a specific thing, like a woman's right to choose?
Yeah.
And like, Trump was affiliated with like, taking away that right from women in this country in
I
a lot of
disagree with
places.
that. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, does it like? Do you ever feel like you're like it's just for the bag, or like, come on, there is like a little bit like, I don't know. Trump is running for president.
Yeah.
You guys are cool. He's trying to seem cool.
Yeah.
But like, if that results in like maybe I don't know, there's a weird calculus or like moral like.
Here, I'll answer that. I think you get caught up in not only what's going to do really well for the views, but also I support Trump. Our whole team supports Trump. But like, we did a collab with Andrew Tate a month ago.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of backlash from that.
Because you stood up for
I didn't
women?
stand up for him. No, because I did a video with one of the brothers, Tristan.
Tristan Tate. Yeah.
But like that, there comes backlash with that. But you get kind of caught up in the moment on what's going to do really well right now.
There's like a backlash from who? From people
Just
that
from people
that are against Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that manifest? Like, what was the backlash like?
I just did a video and then people were like, "How the fuck are you associating with a guy like that?" You know,
Really?
he has all
It was
these
just
claims coming
comments,
out.
or it was like
Comments, DMs.
Did it have
fucking
like a
personal people that I know?
Your mom got mad at you.
No, she didn't.
Has your
She
mom?
got mad at me for Trump.
She got mad at you for Trump.
She didn't talk to me for like
6 months.
maybe 8 months.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Trouble?
I know, it's tough.
How'd you patch it up with your mom? My parents would be so mad at me if I was
I told her, like,
sending it with Trump.
you can't have,
They would hate
he doesn't
it.
drink, you know he's sober.
I know, he's never drank.
Okay, so he doesn't send it.
Well, sending it in terms of a collab
Yeah,
opportunity,
that's true.
sending it by chilling.
We didn't,
I don't know.
we didn't talk for 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
How did you patch things up with your mom?
I told her we can't talk politics anymore. Then I bought her a house.
Really?
Yeah.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Summerlin.
How do you know? Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Here, you want me to read your last questions?
No, I want to ask you. I want to say a name to you.
Okay.
Timmy Dieters.
Who's that?
I think you know who it is.
I actually don't.
I think you do.
Who is it? Damn, bro. Yes, I do know who that is. His name is Timmy?
Yeah, Timmy Dieters.
Is that the actor's name or the character's name?
That wasn't the name of the character. Stop acting coy. Timmy Dieters.
Okay. What about this?
Who is this gentleman?
He played shortstop in the Bad News Bears.
And who did he get this role over?
Me.
In the Billy Bob Thornton reboot of the Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
Dieter stabbed you in the back.
He got me.
He shanked you.
Because I definitely outread that kid.
You did?
Yeah.
He's got headphones on still?
Yeah.
Dude, he's watching The Hub.
No, he's not. Oh, yeah.
And you know what he's watching. He's watching Khalifa, Hijab.
No, I was thinking of Bella Danger, but yeah, no.
Nothing.
No, we're good.
Go back to it. Do you ever worry that like a girl wants Steiny but doesn't want Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they meet Steiny and then they hang out with Aaron for like a week or two and then they just fall in love.
So you inhabit Steiny.
Yeah, use Steiny to reel him in, and then they meet Aaron and then they're like, fuck, this guy's awesome.
When is the moment that you introduce Aaron?
Like, one-on-one, like deep talks. Like when I get to actually want to know you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you use like the can't get into this restaurant, fucking flashy lifestyle to reel him in, and then yeah, dude, am I kidding? I have to take a piss. Is that cool? I've had like fucking 4 of these. I've had 3 plus 2 in the trash. Can I go to the bathroom?
One more moment.
Okay.
It feels like in this country right now, Steiny,
Yeah.
that we're ushering in kind of a Weimar Republic situation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that statement?
No comment on that one.
After this term, would
I vote for Trump for 3rd term? So you're gonna ask?
Yeah.
No.
Would you accept a cabinet position?
Yes. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
What would you be?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I'd have a new position.
Doggy?
There we go, my guy.
Steiny, everyone.
Let's go, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was fun.
You really taking me on it? Ladies and gentlemen. gentlemen, welcome to the Adam Friedland Show podcast. Special guest Aaron Chen, thanks for joining us.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Nick is ill. He's left. Hi. Welcome to a very special episode of the Adam Friedland Show. As many of you know, we pride ourselves on being the last bastion of free speech in American politics today, kind of like a modern-day Algonquin roundtable. On the 26th of November, I had a discussion with the prominent political thinker Stephen Bunnell, aka Destiny. I invited Mr. Bunnell on our program because there's been a clamoring for a Joe Rogan of the liberal movement. Both of our names have been mentioned as potential candidates for such an honor, and there can only be one. And as you'll come to see, the answer is me. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a prominent streamer. He's amassed over 1 million subscribers across platforms. Everyone, please welcome Destiny. How are you?
I'm good.
Let's talk. Okay, so you don't have to. Okay, let's talk about like so your prep process before this. So you did a deep dive. Wait, so what's your conclusion? You think pretty good?
For like
you're a big fan though.
For you guys?
Not you guys. No, me.
I give you like a 50-50.
But like you think pretty fire, no? The interviews?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, you like the one with Jadakiss?
Fuck, man, I didn't watch that many. I watched 2. I watched the Cuomo one, and I watched the Finkelstein one.
I thought you do hours and hours of documents and research.
No, I just read Wikipedia, and if it's not full hosted there, I don't watch it. So
I'm actually on the Wikipedia for the hospital that I was born at.
Oh my God!
As a prominent birth, St. John's Hospital.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Where's that at?
Underneath Mariska Hargitay.
Okay.
From Law and Order.
Damn.
She looked good. No, a little bit. No.
I don't remember that show.
You don't watch shows?
No.
Okay.
I watch anime, play video games.
So
if you have anime or video game questions, I'm the guy. Okay.
I don't know anything.
But pop culture. The awkward part is like Cuomo and you were like making jokes, and my whole chat is like laughing because it's like pop culture.
You watch it with them?
Yeah, with them. I stole all your
Your
content.
best friend.
And I have to like laugh with them, but I have no idea like what the jokes are.
Did you watch it like at 4 times speed? I tried watching some of the videos, but I kind of like, I had a semi-panic attack. The aesthetics of the stream, like there's 2 chats going on the side, and you're like tiny. You watch videos like at 7x. It's chaos. For someone that doesn't have familiarity with it made me feel old. And I kind of realized at a certain point, I was like, it's probably better if I like don't really do any preparation, so I could like in a natural way. No, I mean, don't laugh at me. You're on his side already? Okay. No, so if in a natural way I could like figure out like who you are and what you do, you know?
Okay.
In a way that's not contrived, where I have gotchas and zingers.
The abbreviated version is I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
Did you do forensics? Debate?
No. Is that the same thing?
It is the same thing. It's like
forensics and debate.
It's not like dead bodies at crime scenes, but I was in it, but I was quite bad actually.
Oh, okay.
I did Lincoln Douglas debate.
That's like a format, isn't it?
It's a format.
Yeah. You're like more of a pro debater than I am.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
not
never
pro.
done formal.
I went to nationals though.
Oh my God, national
But
twice.
I went in speech because I was like a razzle dazzle man. But like in debate, I got too emotional. I thought it was like a movie.
Oh,
I thought I had to give like a Atticus Finch kind of. But I have very like limited critical thinking skills, so people would be like, you're gay.
Okay.
What was your first like debate? It was against a YouTuber, John Tron.
No, but I mean that was probably my first like really big one.
That was like a come up moment for you?
It was like a big bump moment, yeah. But my whole career's been like pretty steady. Like I haven't had like big explosions, but the John Tron debate was definitely like a exclamation mark, I guess.
What was the nature of that debate?
Basically, as gamers and everybody was becoming like more political, I noticed that like John Tron was kind of tweeting some just like weird things. I usually give people a lot of benefit of the doubt, but like I see John Tron tweeting things like the Japanese are all Japanese, so why can't like Americans be all American or whatever? And I'm just like seeing things like this. I'm like, I don't know. So I start listening to, do you know who Sargon of Akkad is?
He's one of the guys you've debated.
Yeah. But I'm starting to listen to conversation between him and John Tron, and I'm like, holy shit, he's like programming.
Does he wear
guy.
a cape? It sounds like he wears a cape.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. You've debated Fed Meister.
Deadmeister. I don't think we ever debated, but he's a guy.
Esports Batman.
That's like, these are people in my community, yeah. Where are you getting these names from?
Ice Poseidon.
Oh my god, I feel like
all the stars are here. Pisco. Naked Ape.
Norm McDonald reference, I got it.
Ape?
Yeah, crazy people online,
Who's
yeah.
Naked Ape? He's a crazy guy. Actual Jake. But you've also
I don't know who I don't know who a lot of these people are. Like, I've heard of these.
I'm pretty sure you debated actual...
Like, these are like people I've tweeted at
Bob
before,
Seven.
Yeah, that's a guy, yeah.
Dick Masterson, is that his Christian name?
I'm not sure.
It sounds like a porn star.
It does, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like one a little bit.
70s style porn star, yeah. Mustache. Yeah.
He has one, yeah. Or he did.
Like a fucking hammer on him, too. And it looks like your dad is fucking someone.
I don't think my dad looked like a 70s porn star, but...
Have you watched, like, those, you know...
I watched a lot of 70s porn now.
You only watch contemporary?
Yeah.
But you've also, like, debated with, like, conservatives like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next. So you grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
I hated school. I was a really bad student.
You're bad at school. But you're just naturally smart.
I don't know if I'd say I'm naturally smart.
You're pretty smart at, like...
I'm decently smart. I'm probably a bit smarter than average, but I can sit in front of a computer and for 8 hours a day, like, learn stuff and then argue about it with people, which is like the best way to reinforce what you learn, so.
I mean, you made a lot of money from arguing against.
I'm really good at it, okay,
You're really good. What's your record?
Undefeated.
Never catching an L?
Absolutely never.
Is there a time where you're like, I got blown out on points on that one?
Anytime it happened, it was intentional.
That's such a nerd thing. That's such like, I'm punching myself.
Yeah, and then my cheek gets stronger, and then the next guy that punches me like, fuck.
No one punches themselves so your cheek gets stronger.
Why not? You don't know that?
No, you avoid conflict at all costs. I'm not going to punch you.
Because you know that your fist will shatter.
No, you hide and avoid conflict at all costs.
Said you were emotional and scared. Was this pre-transition or?
No, I've always been a man.
Okay.
So your family, they're together too?
Yeah.
That's, for a debater, you would assume divorce.
Why?
I saw a video. You did a debate with your mom?
My mom is Cuban.
She's Cuban, of course.
They're very loud. They argue a lot. That's just like the way they are.
You shouldn't debate your mom on your show.
Why? It's fun. She likes arguing.
No, it's not right.
It's not right?
I don't know. My mom died 4 years ago. You should be nice to your mom.
I can be nice. That's how we show that we love each other.
That she's a MAGA idiot.
You shouldn't project your trauma onto other people, okay? You sound pretty traumatized. Why do I need to know your mom's dead?
I'm happy about it. What are you talking about? No.
You're projecting it onto me. Like, oh, why don't you treasure your mom? I didn't tell her I loved her before she died, and now I get sad when I see it.
I loved her.
Okay, then what's your problem? I'll tell my mom I love her too before she dies.
That's the point of having a mom? Is you just drop I love you for the first time right at the end?
I've probably said it once or twice before.
Were you a bratty kid?
No, because I was like a clone of their political beliefs, so I would like argue with them to like the TV.
They're conservative?
Oh yeah. Hard conservative.
They watch like O'Reilly.
They're like Ryder. No. Oh my God, no. I was happy.
Rush.
No. Yes, but I was happy because like 7 or 8 years ago, my mom told me, she's like, I don't watch Fox News anymore. I'm like, oh my God, that's so good for you.
I watch InfoWars.
Yes,
yeah.
Actually. You said that as a joke, but that's true, yeah.
Really?
I was happy, but she went to Facebook and she was getting all of her news from like the memes and then like Alex Jones. Like my mom will send me texts of like, Stevie, look at what this guy said. And I'm like, Mom, this guy tweeted 2 days ago that I was a cuck.
That's why she's watching. I'm kind of more of like a wild card. Like,
really?
You don't know if I'm zigging or zagging.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Zag for me a little because this whole thing's been a zig.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
This isn't StarCraft streams. You studied music in college. What was your focus? Like classical music, composition?
Would have been a performance major. I think it's woodwind performance. I played saxophone, and then I would have been a composition minor.
So you're more of a jazz man.
Like the girl studies to lo-fi hip hop beats.
We were speculating that before the show. I said I think he's an Eminem fan. And
obviously, growing up, yeah, for sure. Major influence.
Can you go bar for bar?
Yeah, which ones?
Forgot About Dre.
First of all, hold on. First of all,
the Eminem verse.
Yeah, wait, that's not an Eminem song. That's a Dr. Dre song. Okay.
Featuring Eminem.
Sure, yeah, but it's a feature.
Dre said next to a burned down house. Ticket, Slim Shady. How did that say twin babies with a Mercedes Benz with a tint goes up to the mid 80s. Calling men ladies. That's what you do for your job, no? Sorry, Doc, but I'm being crazy. Do you ever go 8 Mile in a debate where you're like, I live in a trailer. My mama got Munchausen's. I'm gay. You should try that in a debate.
Yeah. I actually stopped listening to Eminem because he doesn't say the N-word enough for me, so.
Oh, I thought it was because his awfully hot coffee pot freestyle against Trump.
I think there's an argument to be made that drugs can unlock parts of our minds, and that when he stopped doing drugs, he locked away some parts, like the rapping parts.
Are you a drugs guy?
I'm not like a crazy drugs guy, but I like, you know, like mushrooms, LSD, MDMA, that kind of stuff.
You like tripping?
Sometimes, yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes it's scary, no?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you like realize that everyone in your life hates you and laughs at you behind your back.
Really?
Yeah, but then you come out of it and you realize you're the most popular guy in the you're an inspiration. So you dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Because you sucked at music?
I was working a lot.
So within a year you were fired from your job, which you attribute to your difficulty navigating workplace politics and understanding others' emotional experiences.
Jesus, who wrote that sentence?
Wikipedia,
Oh.
according to Wikipedia.
Okay. I had an issue on my night shift, and then it was not being stalled by I did graveyard, and the swing people weren't setting me up for something. I had to do with like cleaning out the bottom of a soda machine every time I would become an employee, and if they were good, they would immediately get poached after I trained them. And I come into HR, and I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm getting fired from my job. This is not me at all. I'm like, well, what I didn't realize at the time was that email the one up and CC. In my mind, I'm like, oh, it's like an accountability thing, so everybody's not me at all. I'm like, well, let's go through these write-ups, and then she's like, did you come in 2 minutes?
Okay, so then you were an early adopter of streaming and Twitch, right?
Arguably the first full-time quit his job to do streaming, yeah.
So you saw the vision?
No, I just carpet cleaning sucked.
How did you gain prominence? Or?
I was like a funny guy to watch play video games. Like I'd like say funny things, argue, scream at people, whatever. Like that was my
part of that culture.
It's the experience.
And then how did you parlay that into debates or politics?
By the time 2016 rolls around, there's a historic, horrendous event called Gamergate.
They were mad that girls were trying to make video games?
It was just a whole, there was probably a legitimate complaint about some girl that had some bad relationship with like a reviewer or something. I think there's some like element of legitimate complaint there, but it blew up into like just the most ridiculous like.
Someone smashed a journalist?
Yeah, who reviewed a game, I think. I don't even want to say the names because I don't know like 100% of the details, so I don't like fuck it up. But the problem is whenever you get on a movement like that, there's a whole bunch of riffraff that can come in.
When you're playing a game and you're chatting shit at another guy,
yeah,
it becomes like a kind of embedded in the culture. Is that?
Oh, a little
correct?
bit, yeah. Because you don't see each other face to face, so you have to ramp up the aggression as much as possible. Yeah.
So you became like a left-leaning kind of commentator
edgy
on
guy,
that?
yeah. From 2016 onwards, especially with Trump, like every single fucking thing in life is like political, hardcore now, and like all of the culture was kind of moving more, I don't want to say woke because that makes it sound bad, but like to be more inclusive and stuff. So like Black Panther came out and people were like, oh my God, black superhero lead Marvel movie. And Anita Sarkeesian and women in games and everything. So people just had a lot of opinions about it, yeah. Right?
Maybe it's because they so many people. They're like, you got to get some blacks in these movies.
The Wakandans did?
No, I mean the executives, the Jewish executives in the Jewish media.
Yeah, Jews control the movie industry.
Yeah, it's like our Palestine. We invented it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing this 7 days a week for how many hours? 10 hours a day?
No, like my schedule is like 7 days a week, 8 hours, but there's a lot of other stuff I'm working on too. It's like I do 2 podcasts and other stuff, so I don't always have time to stream.
So how much of your week are you working?
Basically every waking hour.
Who are the people that like typically like make up that are in this community? Like
my community?
Yeah,
or?
yours. Skews male?
Heavily male. I think 88% was our last survey.
Dude.
Probably heavily like white, just because it's like tech and politics and shit.
And they're watching 10 hours a day?
No, probably not all of them, not most of them. But they are watching probably for like an hour or 2, which is a lot to consume of a person, yeah.
Yeah. You can get pussy off debate?
Yeah.
Do you think has a woman ever watched you like winning a debate and just become, have you noticed her in the...
I mean, isn't dating and like fucking chicks, isn't that all kind of like a debate? Isn't that what you're doing when you go to dinner? You're like trying to make the best argument for why.
Yeah, but you can't win.
You can't win?
You debate women?
We all debate women. Life is a big debate
You
against
can't.
women,
It's
right?
not fair. No, dude. What happens is you're winning and then they cry and then you instantly lost and it's not fair. It's fucking cheating.
Oh.
Even if you're demolishing them with facts and logic, is there one moment that you're like, you feel is a crowning achievement? Do you think that was my biggest dub or like?
I mean, like different debates feel good, I guess, for different reasons. So like there are debates that are big, they get you a lot of popularity or notoriety. There are debates that I like prepare very heavily for, and I feel like I do good, but they might not be as popular, so I guess it just depends.
What feels like satisfying for you while you're doing one?
Well, I don't want to step on any toes and open the most divisive issue ever for a prior guest, but I did a lot of preparation for the Finkelstein interview.
People said I cooked him way harder than you.
I don't think we ever debated anything of substance.
Not on your debate.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a 17-hour debate on Lex Friedman about Israel.
My bad.
Where some fucking goy is popping off about my shit. No, I don't want to go into a substantive review of that debate.
Yeah.
But I did think it was kind of funny. Mr. Benelli, when he was saying your last name wrong on purpose.
Yeah, over and over.
It's kind of alpha.
It was hilarious.
Mr. Benelli,
True.
you are, what is a fantastic moron.
Yeah.
Dude, he kind of did cook your ass there a little bit, no?
You know,
you should have like dapped him for that. You should have been like, that's bars.
Should I?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Well, you're mad at him still? Do you get mad during debates?
I mean, it depends on the conversation. Yeah.
No, I don't want to Friedman about Israel.
My bad.
Worked him way harder than you.
Most divisive issue ever for a prior guest, but I did a lot of preparation for the Finkelstein interview.
People said I cooked him way harder.
That's a good point. No, it's a good point.
Now, some people accuse me of speaking very slowly, and they're advised on YouTube to turn up the speed 2 to 3 times whenever I'm on. One of the reasons I speak slowly is because I attach value to every word I say.
Norm will say this all over and over and over again. I only deal in facts. I don't deal in hypotheticals. I only deal in facts. I only deal in facts. And that seems to be the case, except for when the facts are completely and totally contrary to the particular point you're trying to push. The idea that Jews would have out of hand rejected any state that had Arabs on it or always had a plan of expulsion is just betrayed by the acceptance of the 47 partition plan.
I don't think you understand politics.
They forced the British to prevent emigration of Jews from Europe and reaching safe shores in Palestine.
Well,
That's what they did.
And
they knew that the Jews were being persecuted in Europe.
Was Palestine the only spot of land on earth?
Yes, basically that was the problem. The Jews couldn't emigrate anywhere else.
What about your great friends in Britain, the architects of the Balfour Declaration?
By the late 1930s,
what about the United
weren't
States?
happy to take in Jews, and the Americans weren't happy to take in Jews.
And why are Palestinians, who are not Europeans, who had zero role in the rise of Nazism, who had no relation to any of this, why are they somehow uniquely responsible for what happened in Europe and uniquely
helping to close the only safe haven for Jews?
Professor Morris, because of your logic, and I'm not disputing it, that's why October 7th happened. Because there was no options left for those people.
The Hamas guys who attacked the kibbutzim, apart from the attacks on the military sites, when they attacked the kibbutzim, were out to kill civilians, and they killed family after family, house after house.
Talk fast so people think that you're coherent.
I'm just reading from the UN.
Yeah, but you
I know you like them sometimes, only when they agree with you, though. But you've lied about this particular instance in the past. Those kids weren't just on the beaches, as often stated in articles. Those kids were literally coming out of a previously identified Hamas compound that they have operated from. They literally did. You can Google it. You can Google it.
With all due respect, you're such a fantastic moron. It's terrifying.
The following is a debate on the topic of Israel and Palestine with Norman Finkelstein, Benny Morris, Muin Rabbani, and Stephen Bennell, also known online as Destiny. Norm and Benny are historians, Muin is a Middle East analyst, and Stephen is a political commentator and streamer. All four have spoken and debated extensively on this topic. The goal for this debate was not for anyone to win or to score points. It wasn't to get views or likes. I never care about those. And I think there are probably much easier ways to get those things if I did care. The goal was to explore, together, the history, present, and future of Israel and Palestine in a free-flowing conversation. No time limits, no rules. There was a lot of tension in the room from the very beginning, and it only got more intense as we went along. And I quickly realized that this very conversation, in a very real human way, was a microcosm of the tensions and distance and perspectives on the topic of Israel and Palestine. For some debates, I will step in and moderate strictly to prevent emotion from boiling. For this, I saw the value in not interfering with the passion of the exchanges, because that emotion in itself spoke volumes. We did talk about the history and the future, but the anger, the frustration, the biting wit, and at times respect and camaraderie were all there. Like I said, we did it in an perhaps all too human way. I will do more debates and conversations on these difficult topics, and I will continue to search for hope in the midst of death and destruction, to search for our common humanity in the midst of division and hate. This thing we have going on, human civilization, the whole of it, is beautiful. And it's worth figuring out how we can help it flourish together. I love you all. This is the Lex Friedman Podcast. To support it, please check out our sponsors in the description. And now, dear friends, here's Norman Finkelstein, Benny Morris, William Rabani, and Stephen Winnell. First question is about 1948. For Israelis, 1948 is the establishment of the State of Israel and the War of Independence. For Palestinians, 1948 is the Nakba, which means catastrophe, or the displacement of 700,000 Palestinians from their homes as a consequence of the war. What to you is important to understand about the events of 1948 and the period around there, 47, 49, that helps us understand what's going on today, and maybe helps us understand the roots of all of this that started even before 1948. I was hoping that Norm could speak first, and Benny, then Ween, and then Norm.
After World War II, the British decided that they didn't want to deal with the Palestine question anymore, and the ball was thrown into the court of the United Nations. Now, as I read the record, the UN was not attempting to arbitrate or adjudicate rights and wrongs. It was confronting a very practical problem. There were two national communities in Palestine, and there were irreconcilable differences on fundamental questions, most importantly looking at the historic record on the question of immigration, and associated with the question of immigration, the question of land. The UN Special Committee on Palestine, which came into being before the UN 181 partition resolution, the UN Special Committee, it recommended two states in Palestine. There was a minority position represented by Iran, India, Yugoslavia. They supported one state, but they believed that if forced to, the two communities would figure out some sort of modus vivendi and live together. United Nations General Assembly would fixate petition to his rights.
Then Benny, then Ween, and then maybe helps us to understand about the events of 1948 and the period around there, 47, 49, that helps us understand what's going on today, and maybe helps us understand the roots of all of this that started even before 1948. I was hoping that Norm could speak first, and Benny, then Ween, and then Norm.
After World War II, the British decided that they didn't want to deal with the Palestine question anymore, and the ball was thrown into the court of the United Nations. Now, as I read the record, the UN was not attempting to arbitrate or adjudicate rights and wrongs. It was confronting a very practical problem. There were two national communities in Palestine, and there were irreconcilable differences on fundamental questions, most importantly looking at the historic record on the question of immigration, and associated with the question of immigration, the question of land. The UN Special Committee on Palestine, which came into being before the UN 181 partition resolution, the UN Special Committee, it recommended 2 states in Palestine. There was a minority position represented by Iran, India, Yugoslavia. They supported 1 state, but they believed that if forced to, the 2 communities would figure out some sort of modus vivendi and live together. United Nations General Assembly supported partition between what it called a Jewish state and an Arab state. Now, in my reading of the record, and I understand there's new scholarship on the subject, which I've not read, but so far as I've read the record, there's no clarity on what the United Nations General Assembly meant by a Jewish state and an Arab state, except for the fact that the Jewish state would be demographically, the majority would be Jewish, and the Arab state demographically would be Arab. The UNSCOP, the UN Special Committee on Palestine, it was very clear, and it was reiterated many times, that in recommending 2 states, each state, the Arab state and the Jewish state, would have to guarantee full equality of all citizens with regard to political, civil, and religious matters. Now that does raise the question, if there is absolute full equality of all citizens, both in the Jewish state and the Arab state, with regard to political rights, civil rights, and religious rights, apart from the demographic majority, it's very unclear what it meant to call a state Jewish or call a state Arab. In my view, the partition resolution was the correct decision. I do not believe that the Arab and Jewish communities could, at that point, be made to live together. I disagree with the minority position of India, Iran, and Yugoslavia, and that not being a practical option, 2 states was the only other option. In this regard, I would want to pay tribute to what was probably the most moving speech at the UN General Assembly proceedings by the Soviet Foreign Minister Gromyko. I was very tempted to quote it at length, but I recognized that would be taking too much time. So I asked a young friend, Jamie Stern Weiner, to edit it and just get the essence of what Foreign Minister Gromyko had to say. During the last war, Gromyko said, the Jewish people underwent exceptional sorrow and suffering. Without any exaggeration, this sorrow and suffering are indescribable. Hundreds of thousands of Jews are wandering about in various countries of Europe in search of means of existence and in search of shelter. The United Nations cannot and must not regard this situation with indifference. Past experience, particularly during the Second World War, shows that no Western European state was able to provide adequate assistance for the Jewish people in defending its rights and its very existence from the violence of the Hitlerites and their allies. This is an unpleasant fact, but unfortunately, like all other facts, it must be admitted. Gromyko went on to say In principle, he supports one state, or the Soviet Union supports one state. But he said if relations between the Jewish and Arab populations of Palestine proved to be so bad that it would be impossible to reconcile them and to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the Arabs and the Jews, the Soviet Union would support two states. I personally am not convinced that the two states would have been unsustainable in the long term if, and this is a big if, the Zionist movement had been faithful to the position it proclaimed during the UNSCOP public hearings. At the time, Ben-Gurion testified, quote, "I want to express what we mean by a Jewish state. We mean by a Jewish state simply a state where the majority of the people are Jews, not a state where a Jew has in any way any privilege more than anyone else. A Jewish state means a state based on absolute equality of all her citizens and on democracy." Alas, this was not to be. As Professor Morris has written, quote, "Zionist ideology and practice were necessarily and elementally expansionist." And then he wrote in another book, "Transfer," the euphemism for expulsion, "transfer was inevitable and inbuilt into Zionism because it sought to transform a land which was Arab into a Jewish state. And a Jewish state could not have arisen without a major displacement of Arab population. And because this aim automatically produced resistance among the Arabs, which in turn persuaded the Yeshuv's leaders, the Yeshuv being the Jewish community, the Yeshuv's leaders that a hostile Arab majority or large minority could not remain in place if a Jewish state was to arise or safely endure. Or, as Professor Morris retrospectively put it, quote, "A removing of a population was needed. Without a population expulsion, a Jewish state would not have been established." Unquote. The Arab side rejected outright the partition resolution. I won't play games with that. I know a lot of people try to prove it's not true. It clearly, in my view, is true. The Arab side rejected outright the partition resolution, while Israeli leaders, acting under compulsions inevitable and inbuilt into Zionism, found the pretext in the course of the First Arab-Israeli War to expel the indigenous population and expand its borders. I therefore conclude that neither side was committed to the letter of the partition resolution, and both sides aborted it.
Thank you, Norm. Norm asked that we make a lengthy statement in the beginning. Benny, I hope it's okay to call everybody by their first name in the name of camaraderie. Norm has quoted several things you said. Perhaps you can comment broadly on the question of 1948 and maybe respond to the things that Norm said.
Yeah. UNSCOP, the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine, recommended partition. The majority of UNSCOP recommended partition, which was accepted by the UN General Assembly in November 1947, essentially looking back to the Peel Commission in 1937. 10 years earlier, a British commission had looked at the problem of Palestine, the two warring national groups who refused to live together, if you like, or consolidate a unitary state between them. And Peel said there should be two states. That's the principle. The country must be partitioned into two states. This would give a modicum of justice to both sides, if not all their demands, of course. And the United Nations followed suit. The United Nations, UNSCOP, and then the UN General Assembly, representing the will of the international community, said two states is the just solution in this complex situation. The problem was that immediately with the passage of the resolution, the Arab states and the Arabs of Palestine said no, as Norman Finkelstein said. They said no, they rejected the partition idea, the principle of partition, not just the idea of what percentage which side should get, but the principle of partition. They said no to. The Jews should not have any part of Palestine for their sovereign territory. Maybe Jews could live as a minority in Palestine. That also was problematic in the eyes of the Palestinian Arab leadership. Husseini had said only Jews who were there before 1917 could actually get citizenship and continue to live there. But the Arabs rejected partition, and the Arabs of Palestine launched, in very disorganized fashion, war against the resolution, against the implementation of the resolution, against the Jewish community in Palestine. And this was their defeat in that civil war between the two communities while the British were withdrawing from Palestine, led to the Arab invasion, the invasion by the Arab states in May 1948 of the country. Again, basically with the idea of eradicating or preventing the emergence of a Jewish state in line with the United Nations decision and the will of the international community. Norman said that the Zionist enterprise, and he quoted me, meant from the beginning to transfer or expel the Arabs of Palestine, or some of the Arabs of Palestine. And I think he's sort of quoting out of context. The context in which the statements were made that the Jewish state could only emerge if there was a transfer of Arab population was preceded, in the way I wrote it and the way it actually happened, by Arab resistance and hostilities towards the Jewish community. Had the Arabs accepted partition, there would have been a large Arab minority in the Jewish state which emerged in 47. And in fact, Jewish economists and state builders took into account that there would be a large Arab minority and its needs would be cared for, etc. But this was not to be, because the Arabs attacked. And had they not attacked, perhaps a Jewish state with a large Arab minority could have emerged, but this didn't happen. They went to war, the Jews resisted, and in the course of that war, Arab populations were driven out. Some were expelled, some left because Arab leaders advised them to leave or ordered them to leave. And at the end of the war, Israel said they can't return because they just tried to destroy the Jewish state. And that's the basic reality of what happened in 48. The Jews created a state. The Palestinian Arabs never bothered to even try to create a state before 48 and in the course of the 1948 war. And for that reason, they have no state to this day. The Jews do have a state because they prepared to establish a state, fought for it, and established it hopefully lastingly.
When you said hostility, in case people are not familiar, there was a full-on war where Arab states invaded, and Israel won that war.
Let me just add to clarify. The war had two parts to it. The first part was the Arab community in Palestine, its militiamen, attacked the Jews from November 1947. In other words, from the day after the UN partition resolution was passed, Arab gunmen were busy shooting up Jews, and that snowballed into a full-scale civil war between the two communities in Palestine. In May 1948, a second stage began in the war in which the Arab states invaded the new state, attacked the new state, and they too were defeated, and thus a state of Israel emerged. In the course of this two-stage war, a vast Palestinian refugee problem occurred.
And so after that, the transfer, the expulsion, the thing that people call the Nakba, happen. Nguyen, could you speak to 1948 and the historical significance of it?
Sure. There's a lot to unpack here. I'll try to limit myself to just a few points. Regarding Zionism and transfer, I think Chaim Weizmann, the head of the World Zionist Organization, had it exactly right when he said that the objective of Zionism is to make Palestine as Jewish as England is English or France is French. In other words, as Norman explained, a Jewish state requires Jewish political, demographic, and territorial supremacy. Without those three elements, the state would be Jewish in name only. And I think what distinguishes Zionism is its insistence, supremacy, and exclusivity. That would be my first point. The second point is, I think what the Soviet foreign minister at the time, Andrei Gromyko, said is exactly right, with one reservation. Gromyko was describing a European savagery unleashed against Europe's Jews. At the time, it wasn't Palestinians or Arabs. The savages and the barbarians were European to the core. It had nothing to do with developments in Palestine or the Middle East. Secondly, at the time that Gromyko was speaking, those Jewish survivors of the Holocaust and others who were in need of safe haven were still overwhelmingly on the European continent and not on Palestine, not in Palestine. And I think given the scale of the savagery, I don't think that any one state or country should have borne the responsibility for addressing this crisis. I think it should have been an international responsibility. The Soviet Union could have contributed. Germany certainly could and should have contributed. The United Kingdom and the United States, which slammed their doors shut to the persecuted Jews of Europe as the Nazis were rising to power, they certainly should have played a role. But instead, what passed for the international community at the time decided to partition Palestine. And here I think we need to judge the partition resolution against the realities that obtained at the time. Two-thirds of the population of Palestine was Arab. The Yishuv, the Jewish community in Palestine, constituted about one-third of the total population and controlled even less of the land within Palestine. As a preeminent Palestinian historian, Walid al-Khalidi has pointed out, the partition resolution, in giving roughly 55% of Palestine to the Jewish community, and I think 41-42% to the Arab community, to the Palestinians, did not preserve the position of each community or even favor one community at the expense of the other. Rather, it thoroughly inverted and revolutionized the relationship between the two communities. And as many have written, the Nakba was the inevitable consequence of partition, given the nature of Zionism, given the territorial disposition, given the weakness of the Palestinian community, whose leadership had been largely decimated during a major revolt at the end of the 1930s, given that the Arab states were still very much under French and British influence. The Nakba was inevitable, the inevitable product of the partition resolution. And one last point also about the UN's partition resolution is, yes, formally that is what the international community decided in on the 29th of November 1947, it's not a resolution that could ever have gotten through the UN General Assembly today for a very simple reason. It was a very different General Assembly. Most African, most Asian states were not yet independent. Were the resolution to be placed before the international community today, and I find it telling that the minority opinion was led by India, Iran, and Yugoslavia, I think they would have represented the clear majority. So partition, given what we know about Zionism, given that it was entirely predictable what would happen, given the realities on the ground in Palestine, was deeply unjust. And the idea that either the Palestinians or the Arab states could have accepted such a resolution is I think, an illusion. That was in 1947. We saw what happened in 48 and 49. Palestinian society was essentially destroyed. Over 80%, I believe, of Palestinians resident in the territory that became the State of Israel were either expelled or fled, and ultimately were ethnically cleansed, because ethnic cleansing consists of two components. It's not just forcing people into refuge or expelling them, it's just as importantly preventing their return. And here, and Benny Morris has written, I think, an article about Yosef Weitz and the transfer committees. There was a very detailed initiative to prevent their return, and it consisted of razing hundreds of Palestinian villages to the ground, which was systematically implemented, and so on. And so Palestinians became a stateless people. Now, what is the most important reason that no Arab state was established in Palestine? Well, since the 1930s, the Zionist leadership and the Hashemite leadership of Jordan, as has been thoroughly researched and written about by the Israeli-British historian Avi Shlaim, essentially colluded to prevent the establishment of an independent Arab state in Palestine in the late 1940s. There's much more here, but I think those are the key points I would make about 1948.
We may talk about Zionism, Britain, UN assemblies, and all the things you mentioned. There's a lot to dig into. So, again, if we can keep it to just one statement moving forward,
sure.
After Stephen, if you want to go a little longer. Also, we should acknowledge the fact that the speaking speeds of people here are different. Stephen speaks about 10 times faster than me. Stephen, do you want to comment on 1948?
Yeah, I think it's interesting where people choose to start the history. I noticed a lot of people like to start at either 47 or 48 because it's the first time where they can clearly point to a catastrophe that occurs on the Arab side that they want to ascribe 100% of the blame to the newly emergent Israeli state to. But I feel like when you have this type of reading of history, it feels like the goal is to moralize everything first and then to pick and choose facts that kind of support the statements of your initial moral statement afterwards. Whenever people are talking about 48 or the establishment of the Arab state, I never hear about the fact that a civil war started in 47. That was largely instigated because of the Arab rejectionism of the 47 partition plan. I never hear about the fact that the majority of the land that was acquired happened by purchases from Jewish organizations of Palestinian Arabs of the Ottoman Empire before the mandatory period in 1920 even started. Funnily enough, King Abdullah of Jordan was quoted as saying, "The Arabs are as prodigal in selling their land as they are in weeping about it." I never hear about the multiple times that Arabs rejected partition, rejected living with Jews, rejected any sort of state that would have even had any sort of Jewish exclusivity. It's funny because it was brought up before that the partition plan was unfair, and that's why the Arabs rejected it, as though they rejected it because it was unfair, because of the amount of land that Jews were given, and not just due to the fact that Jews were given land at all, as though a 30% partition or a 25% partition would have been accepted, when I don't think that was the reality of the circumstances. I feel like most of the other stuff has been said, but I noticed that whenever people talk about 48 or the years preceding 48, I think the worst thing that happens is there's a cherry picking of the facts where basically all of the blame is ascribed to this this built-in idea of Zionism that because of a handful of quotes or because of an ideology, we can say that transfer or population expulsion or basically the mandate of all of these Arabs being kicked off the land was always going to happen, when I think there's a refusal sometimes as well to acknowledge that regardless of the ideas of some of the Zionist leaders, there is a political, social, and military reality on the ground that they're forced to contend with. And unfortunately, the Arabs, because of their inability to engage in diplomacy and only to use tools of war to try to negotiate everything going on in mandatory Palestine, basically always gave the Jews a reason or an excuse to fight and acquire land through that way, because of their refusal to negotiate on anything else, whether it was the partition plan in 47, whether it was the Lausanne Peace Conference afterwards, where Israel even offered to annex Gaza in 51, where they offered to take in 100,000 refugees. Every single deal is just rejected out of hand because the Arabs don't want a Jewish state anywhere in this region of the world.
I would like to engage Professor Morris. If you don't mind, I'm not with the first name. It's just not my way of relating.
You can just call me Morris. You don't need the professor.
Okay. There's a real problem here. And it's been a problem I've had over many years of reading your work. Apart perhaps from as grandchild, I suspect nobody knows your work better than I do. I've read it many times, not once, not twice. At least 3 times, everything you've written. And the problem is, it's a kind of quicksilver. It's very hard to grasp a point and hold you to it. So we're going to try here to see whether we can hold you to a point. And then you argue with me the point. I have no problem with that. Your name, please?
Stephen Bonnell.
Okay. Mr. Bonnell referred to cherry picking and handful of quotes. Now, it's true that when you wrote your first book on the Palestinian refugee question, you only had a few lines on this issue of transfer.
4 pages.
Yeah. In the first book.
In the first book, 4 pages.
Maybe 4. I'm not going to quarrel. My memory is not clear. We're talking about 40 years ago. I read it, but then I read other things by you. Okay. And you were taken to task, if my memory is correct, that you hadn't adequately documented the claims of transfer. Allow me to finish. And I thought that was a reasonable challenge because it was an unusual claim for a mainstream Israeli historian to say, as you did in that first book, that from the very beginning, transfer figured prominently in Zionist thinking. That wasn't unusual. If you read Anita Shapira, you read Shabtai Tevitt, that was an unusual acknowledgement by you. And then I found it very impressive that in that revised version of your first book, you devoted 25 pages to copiously documenting the salience of transfer in Zionist thinking. And in fact, you used a very provocative and resonant phrase. You said that transfer was inevitable and inbuilt into Zionism. We're not talking about circumstantial factors, a war, Arab hostility. You said it's inevitable and inbuilt into Zionism. Now, as I said, so we won't be accused of cherry picking, those were 25 very densely argued pages. And then in an interview, and I could cite several quotes, but I'll choose one, you said, removing a population was needed. Let's look at the words. Without a population expulsion, a Jewish state would not have been established. Now, you were the one, again, I was very surprised when I read your book. Here I'm referring to Righteous Victims. I was very surprised when I came to that page 37, where you wrote that territorial displacement and dispossession was the chief motor of Arab resistance to Zionism. Territorial displacement and dispossession were the chief motor of Arab resistance to Zionism. So, you then went on to say, because the Arab population rationally feared territorial displacement and dispossession, it of course opposed Zionism. That's as normal as Native Americans opposing the Euro-American manifest destiny in the history of our own country, because they understood it would be at their expense. It was inbuilt and inevitable. And so now, for you to come along and say that it all happened just because of the war, that otherwise the Zionists made all these plans for a happy minority to live there, that simply does not gel. It does not cohere. It is not reconcilable with what you yourself have written. It was inevitable and inbuilt. Now, in other situations you've said, that's true, but I think it was a greater good to establish a Jewish state at the expense of the indigenous population. That's another kind of argument. That was Theodore Roosevelt's argument in our own country. He said, we don't want the whole of North America to remain a squalid refuge for these wigwams and teepees. We have to get rid of them and make this a great country. But he didn't deny that it was inbuilt and inevitable.
I think you've made your point there. First, I'll take up something that Muin said. He said that the Nakba was inevitable.
As have you.
And predictable. No, I've never said that. It was inevitable and predictable only because the Arabs assaulted the Jewish community and state in 1947-48. Had there been no assault, there probably wouldn't have been a refugee problem. There's no reason for a refugee problem to have occurred, expulsions to have occurred, a dispossession, massive dispossession to occur. These occurred as a result of war. Now, Norman has said that I said that transfer was inbuilt into Zionism in one way or another. And this is certainly true. In order to buy land, they had the Jews bought tracts of land on which some Arabs sometimes lived. Sometimes they bought tracts of land on which there weren't Arab villages, but sometimes they bought land on which there were Arabs. And according to Ottoman law and the British, at least in the initial years of the British mandate, the law said that the people who bought the land could do what they liked with the people who didn't own the land, who were basically squatting on the land, which is the Arab tenant farmers, which is, we're talking about a very small number actually, of Arabs who were displaced as a result of land purchases in the Ottoman period or the Mandate period. But there was dispossession in one way. They didn't possess the land, they didn't own it, but they were removed from the land, and this did happen in Zionism, and there's if you like, an inevitability in Zionist ideology of buying tracts of land and starting to work it yourself and settle it with your own people and so on. That made sense. But what we're really talking about is what happened in 47-48. And in 47-48, the Arabs started a war. And actually, people pay for their mistakes. And the Palestinians have never actually agreed to pay for their mistakes. They make mistakes, they attack, they suffer as a result, and we see something similar going on today in the Gaza Strip. They do something terrible. They kill 1,200 Jews. They abduct 250 women and children and babies and old people and whatever. And then they start screaming, please save us from what we did, because the Jews are counterattacking. And this is what happened then, and this is what's happening now. There's something fairly similar in the situation here. Expulsion, and this is important, Norman, you should pay attention to this. You didn't raise that. Expulsion, transfer were never policy of the Zionist movement before 47. It doesn't exist in Zionist platforms of the various political parties, of the Zionist organization, of the Israeli state, of the Jewish agency. nobody would have actually made it into policy, because there was always a large minority. If there were people who wanted it, always a large minority of Jewish politicians and leaders would have said, no, this is immoral, we cannot start a state on the basis of an expulsion. So it was never adopted, and actually was never adopted as policy even in 48, even though Ben-Gurion wanted as few Arabs in the course of the war staying in the Jewish state after they attacked it. He didn't want disloyal citizens staying there, because they wouldn't have been loyal citizens. But this made sense in the war itself. But the movement itself and its political parties never accepted it. It's true that in 1937, when the British, as part of the proposal by the Peel Commission to divide the country into two states, one Arab, one Jewish, which the Arabs, of course, rejected, Peel also recommended that the Arabs, most of the Arabs in the Jewish state to be, should be transferred, because otherwise, if they stayed and were disloyal to the emergent Jewish state, this would cause endless disturbances, warfare, killing, and so on. So Ben-Gurion and Weizmann latched onto this proposal by the most famous democracy in the world, the British democracy, when they proposed the idea of transfer side by side with the idea of partition, because it made sense. And they said, well, if the British say so, we should also advocate it, but they never actually tried to pass it as Zionist policy, and they fairly quickly stopped even talking about transfer after 1938.
So just to clarify, what you're saying is that 47 was an offensive war, not a defensive war.
By the Arabs, yes.
By the Arabs.
Yeah.
And you're also saying that there was never a top-down policy of expulsion.
Yes.
Just to clarify the point.
If I understood you correctly, you're making the claim that transfer, expulsion, and so on was in fact a very localized phenomenon, resulting from individual land purchases, and that, if I understand you correctly, you're also making the claim that the idea that a Jewish state requires a removal or overwhelming reduction of the non-Jewish population was...
If the Arabs are attacking you, yes.
But that, let's say, prior to 1947, it would be your claim that the idea that a significant reduction or wholesale removal of the Arab population was not part of Zionist thinking. Well, I think there's two problems with that. I think what you're saying about localized disputes is correct, but I also think that there is a whole literature that demonstrates that transfer was envisioned by Zionist leaders on a much broader scale than simply individual land purchases. In other words, it went way beyond, we need to remove these tenants so that we can farm this land. The idea was, we can't have a state where all these Arabs remain, and we have to get rid of them. And the second, I think, impediment to that view is that long before the UN General Assembly convened to address the question of Palestine, Palestinian and Arab and other leaders as well had been warning ad infinitum that the purpose of the Zionist movement is not just to establish a Jewish state, but to establish an exclusivist Jewish state, and that transfer, forced displacement, was fundamental to that project. And just responding to, sorry, was it
Stephen
Bonnell or
Bonnell? Yeah,
with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made the point that the problem here is that people don't recognize is that the first and last result for the Arabs is always war. I think there's a problem with that. I think you might do well to recall the 1936 general strike conducted by Palestinians at the beginning of the revolt, which at the time was the longest recorded general strike in history. You may want to consult the book published last year by Laurie Allen, A History of False Hope, which discusses in great detail the consistent engagement by Palestinians, their leaders, their elites, their diplomats, and so on, with all these international committees. If we look at today, the Palestinians are once again going to the International Court of Justice. They're consistently trying to persuade the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court to do his job. They have launched widespread boycott campaigns. So, of course, the Palestinians have engaged in military resistance. But I think the suggestion that this has always been their first and last resort, and that they have somehow spurned civic action, spurned diplomacy, I think really has no basis in reality.
I'll respond to that, and then a question for Norm to take into account, I think, when he answers Benny, because I am curious. Obviously, I have fresher eyes on this, and I'm a newcomer to this arena versus the three of you guys, for sure. A claim that gets brought up a lot has to do with the inevitability of transfer in Zionism, or the idea that as soon as the Jews envisioned a state in Palestine, they knew that it would involve some mass transfer of population, perhaps a mass expulsion. I'm sure we'll talk about Plan Dalet or Plan D at some point. The issue that I run into is, while you can find quotes from leaders, while you can find maybe desires expressed in diaries, I feel like it's hard to truly ever know if there would have been mass transfer in the face of Arab peace, because I feel like every time there was a huge deal on the table that would have had a sizable Jewish and Arab population living together, the Arabs would reject it out of hand. So, for instance, when we say that transfer was inevitable, when we say that Zionists would have never accepted, a sizable Arab population, how do you explain the acceptance of the 47 partition plan that would have had a huge Arab population living in the Jewish state? Is your contention that after the acceptance of that, after the establishment of that state, that Jews would have slowly started to expel all of these Arab citizens from their country? Or how do you explain that in Lausanne a couple years later that Israel was willing to formally annex the Gaza Strip and make 200,000 or so people those citizens? But I'm just curious, how do we get this idea of Zionism always means mass transfer, when there were times, at least early on in the history of Israel and a little bit before it, where Israel would have accepted a state that would have had a massive Arab population in it? Is your idea that they would have just slowly expelled them afterwards, or?
Is that question to me or Norm?
Or to either one. I'm just curious for the incorporation of the answer, yeah.
There's some misunderstandings here, so let's try to clarify them. Number one, it was the old historians who would point to the fact, in Professor Morris's terminology, the old historians, what he called not real historians, he called them chroniclers, not real historians. It was the old Israeli historians who denied the centrality of transfer in Zionist thinking. It was then Professor Morris who, contrary to Israel's historian establishment, who said, now you remind me it's 4 pages, but it came at the end of the book. It was
No, it's at the beginning of the book.
Transfer.
Yeah, transfer is dealt with in 4 pages at the beginning of my first book on the Palestinian refugee problem.
It's a fault of my memory, but the point still stands. It was Professor Morris who introduced this idea in what you might call a big way.
Yeah, but I didn't say ever it was essential to the Zionist experiment or experience. You're saying centrality. I never said it was central. I said it was there, the idea.
It's, by the way, it's okay to respond back and forth. This is great. And also just a quick question, if I may. You're using quotes from Benny, from Professor Morris. It's also okay to say those quotes do not reflect the full context of the. So, like, if we go back, to quotes we've said in the past, and you've both here have written, the three of you have written on this topic a lot, is we should be careful and just admit, that's
just real quick, just to be clear, the contention is that Norm is quoting a part and saying that this was the entire reason for this, whereas Benny's saying it's a part of the.
I'm not quoting a part. I'm quoting 25 pages where Professor Morris was at great pains to document the claim that appeared in those early 4 pages of his book. Now, you say it never became part of the official Zionist platform.
never became part of policy.
Fine.
I know what you're saying, but it wasn't policy.
We're also asked, well, if this is true, why did that happen? Why did that happen? It's because it's a very simple fact which everybody understands. Ideology doesn't operate in a vacuum. There are real world practical problems. You can't just take an ideology and superimpose it on a political reality and turn it into a fact. It was the British mandate. There was significant Arab resistance to Zionism. And that resistance was based on the fact, as you said, the fear of territorial displacement and dispossession. So you couldn't very well expect the Zionist movement to come out in neon lights and announce, hey, we're going to be expelling you the first chance we get. That's not realistic.
Okay,
now,
let me respond. Look, you've said it a number of times that the Arabs, from fairly early on in the conflict, from the 1890s or the early 1900s, said the Jews intend to expel us. This doesn't mean that it's true. It means that some Arabs said this, maybe believing it was true, maybe using it as a political instrument to gain support to mobilize Arabs against the Zionist experiment. But the fact is, transfer did not occur before 1947. And Arabs later said, and since then, have said that the Jews want to build a third temple on the Temple Mount, as if that's what really the mainstream of Zionism has always wanted and always strived for. But this is nonsense. It's something that Husseini used to use as a way to mobilize masses for the cause, using religion as the way to get them to join him. The fact that Arabs said that the Zionists wanted to dispossess us doesn't mean it's true. It just means that some Arabs thought that, maybe said it sincerely and maybe insincerely.
Professor Morris.
Later it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is true.
Professor
because
Morris,
the Arabs attacked the Jews.
Professor Morris, I read through your stuff. Even yesterday, I was looking through Righteous Victim.
You should read other things. You're wasting your time.
No, actually, no. I do read other things, but I don't consider it a waste of time to read you. Not at all. You say that this wasn't inherent in Zionism. Now, would you all agree that David Ben-Gurion was a Zionist?
A major Zionist leader.
Right. Would you agree Chaim Weizmann was a Zionist?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe they were. I believe they took their ideology seriously. It was the first generation. Just like with the Bolsheviks, the first generation was committed to an idea. By the 1930s, it was just pure realpolitik. The ideology went out the window. The first generation, I have no doubt about their convictions. Okay? They were Zionists. Transfer was inevitable and inbuilt in Zionism.
You keep repeating the same thing.
Because I have, as I said, Benny, Mr. Morris, I have a problem reconciling what you're saying. It either was incidental or it was deeply entrenched. Here I read, it's deeply entrenched. Two very resonant words, inevitable and inbuilt.
Deeply entrenched, I never wrote.
Well, I'm not sure.
It's something you just invented.
Okay.
But
inevitable and inbuilt.
The idea.
Okay.
Let me concede.
Fine.
Let me concede something.
No.
The idea of transfer was there. Israel Zangwill, a British Zionist, talked about it early on in the century. Even Herzl, in some way, talked about transferring population.
According to your 25 pages, everybody talked.
Well, that's like, we keep bringing up this line in the 25 pages and the 4 pages. We're lucky to have Benny in front of us right now. We don't need to go to the quotes. We can legitimately ask, how central is expulsion to Zionism in its early version of Zionism, in whatever Zionism is today, and how much power, influence does Zionism and ideology have in Israel, and influence the philosophy, the ideology of Zionism have on Israel today?
The Zionist movement up to 1948 Zionist ideology was central to the whole Zionist experience, the whole enterprise up to 1948. And I think Zionist ideology was also important in the first decades of Israel's existence. Slowly, the hold of Zionism, like if you like Bolshevism, held the Soviet Union, gradually faded, and a lot of Israelis today think in terms of individual success and then the capitalism and all sorts of things which have nothing to do with Zionism. But Zionism was very important. But what I'm saying is that the idea of transfer wasn't the core of Zionism. The idea of Zionism was to save the Jews who had been vastly persecuted in Eastern Europe and incidentally in the Arab world, the Muslim world, for centuries, and eventually ending up with the Holocaust. The idea of Zionism was to save the Jewish people by establishing a state or re-establishing a Jewish state on the ancient Jewish homeland, which is something the Arabs today even deny, that there were Jews in Palestine or the land of Israel 2,000 years ago. Arafat famously said, what temple was there on Temple Mount? Maybe it was in Nablus, which of course is nonsense. But they had a strong connection for thousands of years to the land to which they wanted to return, and returned there. They found that on the land lived hundreds of thousands of Arabs, and the question was how to accommodate the vision of a Jewish state in Palestine alongside the existence of these Arab masses living on, who were indigenous, in fact, to the land by that stage. And the idea of partition, because they couldn't live together, because the Arabs didn't want to live together with the Jews, and I think the Jews also didn't want to live together in one state with Arabs in general. The idea of partition was the thing which the Zionists accepted. Okay, we can only get a small part of Palestine. The Arabs will get in 1937 most of Palestine. In 1947, the ratios were changed. But we can live side by side with each other in a partitioned Palestine, and this was the essence of it. The idea of transfer was there, but it was never adopted as policy. But in 1947-48, the Arabs attacked, trying to destroy essentially the Zionist enterprise and the emergent Jewish state. And the reaction was transfer in some way. Not as policy, but this is what happened on the battlefield, and this is also what Ben-Gurion at some point began to want as well.
Right. Well, one of the first books on this issue I read when I was still in high school, because my late father had it, was the Diaries of Theodor Herzl. And I think, Theodor Herzl, of course, was the founder of the contemporary Zionist movement. And I think if you read that, it's very clear. For Herzl, the model upon which the Zionist movement would proceed, his model was Cecil Rhodes. I think, Rhodes, from what I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, has quite a prominent place in Herzl's diaries. I think Herzl was also corresponding with him and seeking his support. Cecil Rhodes, of course, was the British colonialist after whom the former white minority regime in Rhodesia was named. And Herzl also says explicitly in his diaries that it is essential to remove the existing population from Palestine.
Can I respond to this?
In a moment, please. He says we shall have to spirit the penniless population across the borders and procure employment for them elsewhere, or something. And Israel Zangwill, who you mentioned, a land without a people for a people without a land. They knew damn well it wasn't a land without a people. I'll continue, but please go ahead.
Just to this, there is one small diary entry in Herzl's vast.
It's 5 volumes.
Yeah, 5 volumes. There's one paragraph which actually mentions the idea of transfer. There are people who think that Herzl was actually pointing to South America when he was talking about that. The Jews were going to move to Argentina, and then they would try and buy out or buy off or spirit the penniless natives to make way for Jewish settlement. Maybe he wasn't even talking about the Arabs in that particular passage. That's the argument of some people. Maybe he was, but the point is, it has only a 1/100th of a 1% of the diary, which is devoted to this subject. It's not a central idea in Herzl's thinking. What Herzl wanted, and this is what's important, not Rhodes, I don't think he was the model. Herzl wanted to create a liberal, democratic, Western state in Palestine for the Jews. That was the idea. Not some imperial enterprise serving some imperial master, which is what Rhodes was about, but to have a Jewish state which was modeled on the Western democracies in Palestine. And this, incidentally, was more or less what Weizmann and Ben-Gurion wanted. Ben-Gurion was more of a socialist, Weizmann was more of a liberal Westerner, but they wanted to establish a social democratic or liberal state in Palestine, and they both envisioned through most of the years of their activity that there would be an Arab minority in that Jewish state. It's true that Ben-Gurion strived to have as small as possible an Arab minority in the Jewish state, because he knew that if you want a Jewish majority state, that would be necessary. But it's not something which they were willing to translate into actual policy.
Just a quick pause to mention that for people who are not familiar, Theodor Herzl, we're talking about over a century ago. And everything we've been talking about has been mostly 1948 and before.
Yes. Just one clarification on Herzl's diaries. I mean, the other thing that I recall from those diaries is he was very preoccupied with, in fact, getting great power patronage, seeing Palestine, the Jewish state in Palestine, I think his words, an outpost of civilization against barbarism.
Yes.
In other words, very much seeing his project as a proxy for Western imperialism in the Middle East.
Right word. Not proxy. He wanted to establish a Jewish state which would be independent. To get that, he hoped that he would be able to garner support from major imperial powers,
including the Ottoman Sultan, who he tried to cultivate. I just want to respond to a point you made earlier, which was that people expressed their rejection of the partition resolution on the grounds that it gave the majority of Palestine to the Jewish community, which formed only a third. Whereas in fact, if I understood you correctly, you're saying the Palestinians and the Arabs would have rejected any partition resolution.
Yeah,
I think
a couple things. That one, they would have rejected any. Two, a lot of that land given was in the Negev. It was pretty terrible land at the time. And then three, the land that would have been partitioned to Jews, I think would have been, I think I saw it was like 500,000 Arab. It would have been 500,000 Jews, 400,000 Arabs, and I think like 80,000 Bedouin would have been there. So the state would have been divided pretty close.
I think you raise a valid point, because I think the Palestinians did reject the partition of their homeland in principle. And I think the fact that the United Nations General Assembly then awarded the majority of their homeland to the Zionist movement only added insult to injury. I mean, one doesn't have to sympathize with the Palestinians to recognize that they have now been a stateless people for 75 years. Can you name any country, yours for example, or yours, that would be prepared to give 55%, 25%, 10% of your country to the Palestinians? Of course not. And so the issue was not the existence of Jews in Palestine. They had been there for centuries. And of course they had ties to Palestine, and particularly to Jerusalem and other places, going back centuries, if not millennia. But the idea of establishing an exclusively Jewish state at the expense of those who are already living there, I think it was right to reject that. And I don't think we can look back now, 75 years later, and say, well, you should have accepted losing 55% of your homeland because you ended up losing 78% of it. And the remaining 22% was occupied in 1967. That's not how things work.
Yeah.
And I can imagine an American rejecting giving 10% of the United States to the Palestinians, and if that rejection leads to war and you lose half your country, I doubt that 50 years from now you're going to say, well, maybe I should have accepted that.
Sure. So I like this answer more than what I usually feel like I'm hearing when it comes to the Palestinian rejection of the 47 partition plan. Because sometimes I feel like a weird switch happens to where the Arabs in the area are actually presented as entirely pragmatic people who are simply doing a calculation and saying like, well, we're losing 55% of our land, Jews are only maybe 1/3 of the people here, and we've got 45, and nah, the math doesn't work basically. But it wasn't a math problem. I think, like you said,
it was a matter of principle.
It was an ideology problem.
No, it was a matter of principle.
Yeah, ideologically driven. That they, as a people, have a right to or are entitled to this land that they've never actually had an independent state on, that they've never had even a guarantee of an independent state on, that they've never actually ruled or governed on their own.
That last point is actually not correct, because for all its injustice, the mandate system recognized Palestine as a Class A mandate, which provisionally recognized the independence of that territory.
Of what would emerge from that territory, but not of the Palestinian.
It was provisionally recognized.
But the territory itself was, but not of the Palestinian people to have a right or a guarantee to a government that would emerge from it.
It was a British mandate of Palestine, not the British mandate of Israel.
The word exclusive, which you keep using, is nonsense. The state which Ben-Gurion envisioned would be a Jewish majority state, as they accepted the 1947 partition resolution, as Stephen said. That included 400,000 plus Arabs in a state which would have 500,000 Jews. So the idea of exclusivity wasn't anywhere in the air at all among the Zionist leaders in 47-48. They wanted a Jewish majority state, but were willing to accept a state which had 40% Arabs. That's one point. The second thing is the Palestinians may have regarded the land of Palestine as their homeland, but so did the Jews. It was the homeland of the Jews as well. The problem was the Arabs were unable and remain to this day unable to recognize that for the Jews, that is their homeland as well. And the problem then is, how do you share this homeland? Either with one binational state or separate this, partitioned into two states. The problem is that the Arabs have always rejected both of these ideas. The homeland belongs to the Jews, as Jews feel, as much as it does, if not more, than for the Arabs. I would say for the Jews. It's the Jewish people's
I would also,
homeland.
Real quick, I just want for both of you guys, because I haven't heard these questions answered, I really want these questions to be, I'm just so curious how to make sense of them. It was correctly brought up that I believe that Ben-Gurion had, I think Shlomo Ben-Ami describes it as an obsession with getting validation or support from Western states. Great Britain, and then a couple decades later,
That explains the Suez War.
Yeah, exactly, correct. That was one of the major motivators, the idea to work with Britain and France on a military operation
Imperial
against Arabs.
stooge.
But then the question again I go back to, if that is true, if Ben-Gurion, if the early Israel saw themselves as a Western fashion nation, how could we possibly imagine that they would have engaged in the transfer of some 400,000 Arabs after accepting the partition plan? Would that not have completely and totally destroyed their legitimacy in the eyes of the entire Western world? Would there not have been? How not?
Well, first of all, I think that the Zionist leadership's acceptance of the partition resolution, and I